Hello everyone, if you're new to my channel, consider liking and subscribing. It will make me feel wonderful if you do that. Thanks. By the way, I also have another Naruto and Luffy fanfiction channel. If you are interested, link is in the description.
Please sign here by 2ILVR80X. Pirate King Monkey D. Luffy has agreed to go back in time some years when he was first starting out as a pirate. It is clear this decision was based due to his dead crew. No doubt he wishes to stop their demise. All details are on his contract, but he has agreed to take me with him, and off this godforsaken rock. I don't own anything. Adios.
Don Krieg Luffy pumps his arms. Come on Yosaku. As they made their way to the front of the barati where the chefs and Sanji were standing. So, who's ready to fight? Sanji glares right back. You punched him into the deck. Not that hard. Luffy points at the wooden wreckage starting to crumble as the asshole in question arose out of anger. See, he is alive. Damn, Yosaku sneers in disappointment. Sanji stares at Luffy in disbelief. 1,000 questions on his mind. But only one came out. Are you serious about that? Being Pirate King? Yeah, of course. Luffy folds his arms. I will become the Pirate King. Sanji cocks his head in thought. I see a lot of people who talk beyond their strength. But I rarely see someone who says it so confidently. Luffy looks past Sanji at Zeph. You also wanted to become the Pirate King, right? Zeph shrugs. I have forgotten about the past. Right now, I'm the head chef of this restaurant. This is enough. Men, Krieg yells in anger. As long as we have that ship, we don't need to fear the Grand Line anymore. And blah blah blah. He started rallying his people and just being an asshole all around. Sanji starts barking orders of his own. Go to the control room and open the fin. The chef in question stumbles. Open the fin? We're gonna give the enemy a place to fight? Who cares? We can't let the inner part of the restaurant become a battlefield. Sanji waves off the question. If we fight inside, the old fart will never shut up. Did you say something, you little shit? Zeph folds his arms. Sanji naturally makes a face. Yeah, I said you never shut up, as the chef leaves to do as he was told. They're finally here. Tobio picks up his pitchfork, 100% ready to fight. Here they come. Gonzo grabs him by the collar. No, you don't, and throws him back into the restaurant, shutting the door behind with flair. Hundreds of pirates start crawling over the ship wreckage like spiders, bloodthirst in their eyes and bellies full. Luffy yawns at the sight. Boring. Last time he let his crew take care of the fodder, it was because Usopp really wanted the revenge and Zoro was getting antsy. But the more he thought about it, the more he really did not want to bother with these losers. Well, got to practice sometime. Sanji almost turns to the boy. Practice? What are you? The feeling of being crushed by 1,000 pounds weighing down on you. You can't move, you can't speak, you can't breathe. You know there is nothing on you physically, but it is on your soul. Like every atom of your being was being pushed down to the ground and you can only comply. Not even time can move under its weight. It could have been a second, it could have been 50 years. All you know is you have no control. Sanji doesn't know when he fell to his knees, but he was drenched in sweat when his sight started coming back. What the hell? He gasps out. He isn't really expecting an answer. Get up, eggplant. Zeph puts a hand under Sanji's arm. Best not to be asleep at a time like this. Sanji takes a deep breath. He never thought air could have been heavy, but he was sure that is what happened. That was hockey. Zeph supplies. Conquerors, if I am getting this right. Never saw it myself, but it's well known on the line. Luffy, completely fine, sheepishly scratches the back of his head. Sorry, still trying to get used to the whole reeling it back thing. Sanji looks a bit amazed, if not completely disturbed. In the Grand Line, are there people like him? Sanji, Zeph says carefully. Watch carefully how he fights. Watch him until the battle finishes. Hopefully this brat will learn a thing or two about fighting for one's dreams, and see staying on the barati isn't the answer. Battle? Sanji questions. Krieg still standing? From taking a look around, it would seem that the attack took everyone out, from pirates to even their own chefs. Yosaku, Gonzo, Patty, Carne were all on the floor. You gotta be shitting me. Krieg sadly is standing, leaning heavily on a golden spear, but he is standing, breathing heavily and glaring furiously at the two still conscious on the ship. Luffy turns his gaze on the fool himself. Ass-kicking time. Hey you ungrateful bastard. Luffy shouts from his spot on the railings. I'll send you to the sky. If one doubted Krieg's stupidity before it was cemented with his next words, he take a breath, have no chance with me, hammer boy. He stands to his full height on shaky legs. I don't know what kind of devil fruit powers you have, but our fight is in the sea where there is nowhere to stand. He spread his arms out wide. I know people who possess the power of the devil fruit are afraid of the sea. Luffy nods in complete agreement. Yeah, you sure are at a disadvantage. That's not what I said at all. Sanji, the fin is going to open. A voice comes back from the restaurant. Tobio opens the door as the platforms start to rise from the ocean. Mish fell asleep at the controls, so I finished for him. I was wondering, the boy stops outside seeing a bunch of passed out pirates floating in the sea and his fellow chefs sleeping on the floor. Never mind, he goes back inside and firmly closes the door. Smart boy, Sanji smokes leisurely, stay inside for now, chore boy. Oh, I see, Krieg observes the fins. The restaurant won't be harmed. His fishy smile plasters on his face. How convenient for me since I'm going to take it. Now I want this ship even more. Don't you even think, Huff, about having this restaurant? A voice that sounds like Patty's voice grumbles from the floor. Yeah, don't underestimate us, we're fighting cooks. Carne shouts as well, trying to come back from unconsciousness. Forget it, you won't step one foot inside here. Wow, you guys sure are determined. Luffy looks at them borderlining condescendingly. Are you sure you don't want to take a nap? Shut up, we've been cooks for more than 10 years, Patty peppered and finally getting his hand under him, and we've been in 300 restaurants. During those days, we'd be fired every time we started a fight. Carne added saltily, regaining his scenes. Then finally, we arrived at this place. Here we can fight and cook as much as we want. There isn't another great restaurant for us like this, that's right. Understand, Krieg? Every day preparing meals is like a battle. Patty starts getting on his elbows. These guys are nothing compared to those days, said Carne, coming around as well, right? Let's fight. Sanji looked at them from the floor. Oh, you're alive? He kicks them both, waking them up completely. Are you trying to kill us, you bastard? Both get up yelling. Yeah, Sanji says like it was the most obvious thing in the world. What do you mean yeah? I'll cook you like an octopus, Patty screams. You nearly lost us, you Italian spaghetti, Carne screams right next to him. Why oughta? What the hell happened? Patty starts and ends seeing both the chefs and pirates on the floor. Well, chefs on the ship's deck and pirates either floating in the sea or on the wreckage. Sanji sighs, fodder is taken care of, he points inside, go make yourselves useful and take care of the bodies, why don't you? Patty grounds his teeth but starts going inside. The Sabagashira #1 deserves more respect than this. He points to a still standing Krieg, what about him? Luffy stomps his feet, no, that's my fight, don't be such a brat, kid, Carne yells, you don't have a chance without a weapon. Luffy rolls his eyes, you're not helping. Get going you, morons, Zeph snaps at both of them, whipping them into shape. Both chefs went to their pedal-powered fish battleship. While there was nothing to shoot at, they sure as hell were making certain the pirates stayed down. Luffy had sparkles in his eyes. Cool, I want one too. He totally has to tell Frankie about this. But now is time for me to kick Krieg's. A fuckboy is climbing on the fins. Oh, come on. It is I, Pearl. The Baneperson is an insult to people everywhere, also known as Krieg Pirate's invincible Iron Wall Shieldman. Sanji steps up. Stop your whining, Luffy, I'll take care of this guy. Pearl snorts, oh, really? Pray tell, are you going to cut me with your kitchenware? Sanji shakes his head, tapping his toes on the ground. A knife is the soul of a cook. An outsider doesn't deserve to touch a cook's knife. Luffy feels a little bad that his conquerors didn't even cover everybody, but he really just wants to get this over with. Somewhere Nami is crying and he had a fish to fry. Alright, just kick the crap out of that bastard, would you? Sanji lights up another cigarette, that's the plan. Pearl scoffs oh so confidently, in my last 61 battles, I have won them all completely unharmed. I have never even spilled a single drop of blood in a battle. He just kept going. This justifies how strong I am. I'm the strongest of the strongest. You think you can take me down? Is he joking? It's not very funny. Krieg, who must have been getting impatient, gets a ball and chain out of nowhere. Hey, straw hat guy. He starts whipping it around. If you're looking for a fight, you'll get hurt. Sending the ball flying over to the Barati, right in Luffy's face. Luffy grabs the ball with one hand, all fingers missing any spikes. Shut up, oh, there's an idea. He stretches his arm back and threw the ball back. Even the Marine's cannons can't resist me. No attacks can hurt me, right into the face of a certain asshole. Krieg grits his teeth. Shit, the ball drops and Pearl stands there utterly out of it. What the hell is he doing? Sanji looks at the man in front of him with more wariness as he just stood there. Surprisingly, the spiked ball only gave the larger a nosebleed. Nothing to get upset about. Something stupid, trust me, Luffy says. Pearl seems to disagree as he starts banging his pearl shields together. Bodily harm. Bodily harm. Bodily harm. Fire Pearl. And he set himself on fire, special favor. He starts throwing little pearls of fire at Sanji. With these shields of fire, I'm indestructible. Krieg looks on disappointed. Idiot, are you planning to burn the ship that we are going to steal? Sanji jumps gracefully out of the way, taking the high road by looking to kick the guy's teeth in. Bastard. He jumps over the fat man. Don't you dare burn this restaurant. Does a flip in the air as he aims a kick to land right in the center of Pearl's head. Only to be blocked with the fat man's shielded arm. While it is on fire, how is he so impudent? Isn't he afraid of becoming a fireball? He even attacks Fire Pearl, someone who is even feared by beasts. Sanji does a backflip, regaining his footing on the ground, that is also on fire. Moron takes a quick smoke by lighting it with the flames starting to spread on the fins. What kind of cook is afraid of fire? Luffy silently cheers. Nah, he totally cheers out loud, so cool. Pearl doesn't think it was cool at all. Arg, what an annoying guy. Fire Pearl. He throws a straight fist to Sanji's face. It is pathetic. Sanji ducks forward, making it a direct hit to Pearl's unprotected face. Pearl falls to the floor utterly down as he just panics even more about the blood coming out of his face. This isn't good. Damn. Damn. Damn it. Fire. 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 Pearl keeps on burning. Patty and Carne, obediently picking up passed out pirates and throwing them carelessly in their dinghy after a good hit to the head, look untroubled. The restaurant is going to be set on fire. If those fireballs get into the kitchen, then the restaurant is finished. Even Tobio opens the door, slightly watching the entire action. Owner. Seeing fire pearls coming towards the old man. Run away, owner. Zeph doesn't bother moving, doing a quick swift kick and the pearls fell to the floor. This is nothing. Tobio's jaw drops. He blew out the fire with the wind of his kick. The old man is strong. He cheers. Who are you calling old, brat? Zeph tries to hit the boy with his leg. Tobio quickly ducks back into the restaurant. Krieg looks pissed. If that's how it is, then I'll sink you and your fins into the sea before the fire burns the restaurant. Give me a break. Sanji jumps behind the distracted Pearl and kicks the back of his head so hard it bounces off the front of his armor. That's got to hurt. Luffy winces. He thought only his head could bounce like that. Really make sure he is out, Sanji. Kick him again, preferably into the floorboards. Sanji looks back. Are you sure? That was a pretty hard kick. He isn't against it, just seemed overkill. Yes. Luffy shouts, it's the fat ones that go down the hardest, they got blubber to protect them, just like Zoro and the cow guy. Sanji shrugs. Okay. Lifting a single leg and bringing it down on his fallen foe with a sickening crunch. He is a chef with morals, but all is fair game when it comes to fighting, so it is fine. The kick digs the bastard's face into the wood, causing a gush of wind so strong that it put out the flames around them. Tobio, coming out of nowhere, blows a silver whistle. Where did he get that? Pearl is out. Krieg rolls his eyes. What was he doing? Every single time. I had to do it by myself in the end. Luffy cracks his knuckles. Finally, now I get to. Please stop fighting, Sanji, a voice echoes out into the sea. Luffy bites his tongue to keep himself from groaning out loud. He just wants to kick this guy's ass. Is that so much to ask for? Everyone turns around to see Jin standing over Zeph's fallen body. Gun right at the old man's head. I don't want to end up killing you. Sanji's jaw drops a little. Jin, Patty and Carne jaws drop. Owner Zeph, too far out to make any impact. Regardless of how great a man he was before, now he's just an ordinary chef. Blasting his head off is no problem now. In Jin's hand he is holding a gun to Zeph's head. In his other hand is Zeph's peg leg. You want to save this man, don't you, Sanji? So just heed my word and get off this ship. I don't want to kill you. Sanji looks more annoyed than anything else. Leave this ship? Not a chance. Not the answer Jin was expecting. You look pathetic, old fart. In that state, you can't order the cooks around to fight, can you? Zeph looks equally as annoyed. I don't want to hear all this crap from a puny eggplant. Who are you calling puny, asshole? Sanji whines like a kid. Stop treating me like a kid. And just as quickly Sanji gets on his knees. His face quickly turning calm again. Jin, aim that pistol at me. Jin tries to hide his reaction. Sanji. Why? He starts to struggle, not moving his gun. Why are you doing all this? If you just abandon this restaurant, everyone will be saved. It's that simple. Sanji looks dead serious. This restaurant is that old man's treasure. I'm the one who took everything from that old fart. His voice becomes harder with each word. His power. And his dreams. He looks down, hiding his face with his hair. That's why, now. I don't want that old fart to lose anymore. Luffy watches Sanji with a careful eye. Sanji blames himself for Zeph losing his leg. He never asked how Zeph lost it, but he knew that Sanji, even after everything, still felt responsible for it. Hey, Sanji and his dreams of the all blue. Even his dream was selfless. He wanted to find a sea to cook food for everyone. He was a cook at heart, a pirate second, and a romantic third. Really, what more could you want out of a man like Black Leg Sanji? For a cook of the sea. It's an unattainable paradise. It's his dream. Any ingredient of the world in that sea. That's what our cooking skills were meant for. Sanji hits his fist to the ground. He gave up his leg so that I could live. He's a geezer who gave up everything for the sake of one little brat. He smiles a sad smile. Even if I can make this restaurant last for just one moment longer. Zeph is looking more and more annoyed and more worried. Damn kid. I'm not someone feeble enough to be rescued by Elitas and phased. If you hadn't given up your leg for my sake, then these guys wouldn't be able to push you around. Krieg makes a disgusted sneer. Jin, blow his head off. Krieg yells impatiently. Hurry up. Again, Jin hesitates. But he's the one who gave us enough to feed our men. Krieg is losing his temper. Jin, you bastard. Jin, Sanji demands with just as much authority, point that gun at me. Luffy feels his heart tug. His cook always had the biggest heart, rivaled by how stupid he is being right now. Really, Sanji could be so smart and so dumb at the same time, it was kinda impressive. Are you stupid? Luffy yells at Sanji, you dying isn't going to help anyone. And what do you know about this? Sanji screamed back, not looking at the boy. What do you know about the immensity of my debt to this place? Zeph lost a leg. Shanks lost an arm. Luffy may admit he can be an idiot, but at that moment he knows better than anyone what it means to own your life to someone else because of their sacrifice. So you're going to die for it? Are you stupid? Luffy loves and hates this side of Sanji. The kind that refuses to just ask for help or see how important he is to everyone. What did you say? Sanji is getting pissed. Good, it is better than looking so resigned to accept death so easily. It's not about death, dying isn't paying him back. Luffy screams with as much gusto he can. That's not what he put his life on the line for. He saved you so that you could live. Yet you want to die? Sanji actually lifts his head up at that. Only a weak person would act like that. Sanji matches Luffy's anger with his own, standing up at will. Then what the hell do you suggest? This, Tobio shouts, armed with a pitchfork, aims for Jin's legs. Jin must be really out of it because he drops the gun as the fork pierces the back of his leg. Brat, what is with the people here? Just give up, as he kicks Tobio away. Hey, leave that brat alone. Patty yells, yeah, the only people who can beat up on that brat is us. Carne yells. They can't use their fish ship on Jin in fear of hitting the brat or the boss. Sanji would be fine, but they refuse to let that treatment go unanswered. Now, most people, Patty, Carne, wouldn't know it, but veteran pirates, Zeph, Luffy, can tell Jin went easy on the brat by the absence of broken bones. Jin takes a breath, grabbing the fork out of his leg and dropping it. He looks at the gun and walks over past Zeph. What are you doing, Jin? Krieg shouts at his second in command, you betraying me. Forgive me, Don Krieg. Jin says with as much courage he could muster, stepping on the fins. This person saved us. I don't want him to die like this. He holds up his batons. At least let me finish him with my own hands. Krieg sneers. Have you lost your mind, my own pirate fleet battle commanding officer? Jin's focus was solely on Sanji. Sanji, I wanted you to get off this ship so that I wouldn't have to hurt you, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Sanji gets out a cig. Yeah, I won't go. He lights it up. This restaurant, I won't give it to you even if it costs my life. Then at least, let me kill you with my own hands. I can't make this right or wrong. Yes you can, just stop following this asshole. It's been a pleasure, my good friend. Sanji gives an unamusing laugh. Thanks, eat shit. Jin looks at the king. The same for you, straw hat guy. Luffy gives him a flat look. Really? He raises a brow, thumbing to Krieg. Who do you really think is going to win? Jin furrows his brow in annoyance but doesn't answer. Luffy goes on. I mean, sure, you had the biggest crew in the East Blue, but now all your fodder is gone. Kinda makes you less than a crew, don't it? He gives Krieg a pitying look. You can hear Krieg grinding his teeth together. Sanji blows a stream of smoke. Looks like you hit him where it hurts. Luffy chuckles. Definitely. Sanji sees Tobio getting up again, holding his ribs. Hey, brat. Making the boy flinch. Don't you even think about getting involved. Just keep an eye on the geezer. Tobio grumbles, that's all I do, but he manages to get up to Zeph. Zeph slaps the kid's hand away and his poor admit to help him up. He stands up on his own despite the lack of peg leg. I don't need your help. Cut the crap. Tobio hands him the fallen leg. I don't need your attitude. Krieg tries to give a chuckle of his own. When a guy gets flustered because someone calls him weak, it's proof that he recognizes he is weak. He says with faux confidence, let the outcome determine the weak and the strong. I'm still here. So don't make a fuss. He looks to his second in command, Jin. You're responsible for killing that cook. He points to Luffy, that insolent hammer boy. Leave him to me. Jin gets into a fighting position. I understand, Don Krieg. Krieg turns back to Luffy. Hey, kid, I'll show you the power that conquered East Blue. I don't care if you've eaten a devil fruit. You will come to understand such a thing is meaningless. Luffy doesn't even roll his eyes to waste energy. You never shut up. I want to kick your ass. That's it. Krieg gets his shields out. Shall we start now? You just wait right there for me. You arrogant son of a bitch. Can't tell strong from weak. He smirks. If Jin takes out that weapon, he's serious. He's called a devil man for a reason. No matter how his opponent pleaded for mercy, he would always kill him without any hesitation. Jin doesn't react to his captain's useless jabber. A devil man. A human with no feelings. I'm sorry, Sanji-san. You can't defeat me. He starts twirling his batons. Eyes on his own enemy. It's time to finish this. Sanji gives his leg a practice kick. Took the words right out of my mouth. Jin makes the first move, coming at Sanji with batons twirling. He hit the floor first. Sanji takes a step back, but a moment too late as Jin sends the floor underneath him flying with one fell swoop. Damn it. Sanji regains his balance, aiming a kick for Jin's head, missing by millimeters, which made all the difference in the world. Jin smiles as he jumps out of the way. Sanji, didn't I tell you? He does a twist midair, slashing his baton at the still airborne Sanji, sending both of them to the floor, his baton on Sanji's neck. You can't defeat me. He starts twirling his other baton in the air, getting ready for the finishing blow. Just disappear from this world. Sanji calmly blows smoke out of his nose, not looking the least bit phased. So cool. And spits his cigarette in Jin's face. A millimeter makes all the difference, but so does a millisecond, as Jin lost focus at the ash slightly burning his face. Ah. Sanji pushes off his hands, projecting his feet right into the air into Jin's chin, turning his head upwards, almost making him fall back. It was tough, but Jin isn't out as he took Sanji's moment of leaving himself open and quickly swung his body from the side, taking Sanji's left side, right in the ribs. Both fall on impact. Luffy looks Krieg up and down. Are you going to fight with me or not? He is at the edge of the fins, ready to jump, but he is kinda expecting, I don't know, bullets or something? Krieg looks unimpressed, lips sagging. Fight with you? Is it necessary? I use methods to kill people. It is a human's power. Remember that, stinky monkey. Luffy pulls at his rubbery mouth. Ooh ah. You better be careful underestimating monkeys. He lets them go with a slap, you'll get clawed. Krieg glared at him. Idiot. I didn't become gum pistol. Luffy sends a fist right at Krieg's face. Krieg blocks it in a last-minute reaction, lifting his shield to take most of the impact. Nice try, monkey boy, but my shields are not to be taken light. His shields are dented in like tin foil. The only reason he had time to block was because of the distance. Any closer and he would be fish food. Luffy grabs his returning arm. Let's try that again. He sends fist after fist at Krieg. Is Sanji alright? Tobio looking good. Zeph just stares, not bothering to answer. He doesn't want to think of an answer. Sanji spits out some blood. You octopus battle commander, that's all you've got? Sanji gets up shaking. Guess the mighty Krieg pirates were all talk and not bite. Jin gets up as well, licking the blood coming from his mouth just to spit it out. It doesn't hurt a bit, small fry. Sanji taunts again. Don't bother struggling anymore. Jin comes at him again, both batons swinging, prepared to be finished. Sanji moves out of the way, flipping on his hands as Jin aims where he was just at. Were you going easy on me just now or what? But rather than completing the flip, he immediately brings his foot back down on Jin's head. Piss off. Jin's head impacts the floor, but he doesn't stay down. He immediately aims right at Sanji's leg, head still in the floorboards. Shit. Jin makes a move to get on top, but Sanji is just too fast. Other leg out of commission, Sanji lands on his hands, swinging his other leg right at Jin's head. Wham! Jin is set flying all the way back to the restaurant as Sanji takes a knee. This is it. His leg is out for the count, but he is still breathing, a little broken and bruised but breathing at the end. Click. Sanji looks up, face dropping. That's not fair. Pirate. Jin cocks the pistol, previously forgotten on the ground, now in his hands, aiming right at Sanji's face. Sanji looks up, no fear but regret lingering on his face. Son of a. Krieg has been forced back, having to jump from shipwreckage to shipwreckage to get away from the monkey's punches. It wasn't looking good for him. Great, kill him, Jin. But there was a pause, a hesitation. A tear. Shit, I can't, a small voice says to themselves. Krieg lowers his shields, not hearing but seeing no movement. What the hell? Jin takes a shuddering breath. Don Krieg. I can't kill this man. Don Krieg. He screams to high heavens. Luffy stops his attacks, looking on with interest. Jin. Jin keeps talking rapidly like a sinner confessing. I really can't kill him. What did you say? Krieg looks murderous, completely disregarding his own battle. Because I am. For the first time, I thought I was a goner. Delicious, so delicious. This was my first time eating something so good. Tears flowed freely down the demon's face. He grabs his headband to cover it as if covering his shame. This is the first time anyone has ever been kind to me. That's why. I can't kill this man. Everyone looks with various degrees of shock, but only Krieg looks on in disgust. You can't kill him? He completely lowering his shield, a foolish move. That's quite disappointing, Jin. I always believed you to be my most loyal subordinate, who could adhere to my philosophy of war more than anything else. He shakes his head in memory. The reason why I placed you as the battle commander of my pirate fleet of 50 ships was because of your fighting abilities as well as your will to win by any means, no matter how vile or despicable. Jin kneels on the ground. I don't plan on ever betraying you, nor do I think what I've done was a mistake. His tears still flow. I respect your strength and am grateful to you, and I'm very happy that you praise my strength and let me be the commander, holding you back. That's why I do whatever you say. And I'll still do it in the future. You're more than a tool. He looks at his captain with eyes begging, but I simply cannot kill this man. Don Krieg. I beg of you, couldn't we just leave this restaurant alone? This was the first time Krieg actually looks like he lost his cool. Sure, he got angry before, but this time is different. His eyes turned white, teeth about to break. They were grinding so hard in anger. You bastard! Not only do you disobey my orders, but then you tell me what to do. Do you wish to die so much? He lifts his shield, opening a special apartment. Didn't I always say that I detest those feelings of principle? Jin pales at the sight. Krieg, please. You can't use that. Krieg's fish lips stretch into a gross smile. All is fair in battle, and that includes, pause for dramatic effect, poisonous gas. Tobio panics. Poisonous gas? What the hell kind of weapon are you gonna use? Zeph growls, using that kind of weapon. You bastard. Patty starts pedaling the fish boat back to the restaurant. Pirates be damned, don't you know the consequences of using it? Krieg gets his shield up. You know that there's nothing I hate more than foolish naive things like honor or compassion. He holds his arms out high. Listen well, this is a battle we're in. And in battle, you fight to win. So all you have to do is win. Treacherous? Despicable? Don't you agree that this is acceptable? Krieg ignores them all, getting his gun ready. Winning is the goal. The method doesn't matter. Only the goal is important. I don't care what consequences the poisonous gas will bring. As long as I win. That is strength. He looks Jin right in the eye. Throw away your gas mask, Jin. You're no longer one of my crew. Jin is shaken to his core. Wadon. Krieg, throw your mask away. Krieg yells, getting his weapon ready. For the love of Luffy sighs, he rubs his face his hands. I am too old for this. Krieg, you are starting to make me look smart. Everyone looks at Luffy. That is a bold claim. If you disown him, then he doesn't have to follow your orders, asshole. And Jin. Luffy yells, catching the dejected man's attention. There's no need to listen to a big coward like him. He thumbs to himself, I'm gonna destroy him. Jin looks to Luffy. His automatic response is to defend his captain, to say that he had no chance of beating him, but, as he looked at this kid, no, the man, he sees nothing but strength. Not the kind that Krieg has, the kind that can wipe out an enemy in an instant with so many followers, but a new kind of strength. One Jin couldn't even describe, but just knows it was the strongest thing he had ever seen. Sanji looks on with annoyance and concern, getting up to grab Jin's arm. You idiot, open your eyes. That guy's trying to kill you. Jin looks down dejectedly at his mask in his hands. Of course. For me to talk about my feelings is to betray the role I have. That's why. That's why this is an obvious consequence. He holds onto his mask tightly, ready to throw it into the ocean. Sanji really does shake him this time. Jin, why? Why? You realize you're getting yourself killed. Jin shakes his head slowly, but it's too late. The only honor he has left is through death. Krieg sneers, die together with that cooked poisonous gas MH5. Dive into the sea. Patty and Carne go down. Tobio pulls Zeph along, owner, into the restaurant. Quickly, everyone panics. At nothing. Sweet, a voice rings out. Everyone looks to see Luffy holding the bullet, throwing it up and down like a ball with one hand. Oil said they wanted to keep this intact. Everyone's jaws drop. Sanji is the only one willing to break the silence. Luffy, what the hell? He shouts. Luffy keeps throwing the bomb up and down. What? Krieg aimed the bomb right to the left of his head. It wasn't that hard, just to, grabbed it as it sailed past him. Stop that. Luffy drops the thing to the floor with a thud. Okay. Bastard, as everyone got a second heart attack. Luffy kicks the poison gas all the way back to the Barati. It is Jin who catches it, sweat pouring down his face. Don't die, Jin, he orders seriously, don't die for that guy. Jin feels years of mental conditioning running down his back. No. Stop. You can't win against him, but even he doesn't sound convinced. I'm not going to die, Luffy says, I'm not even going to get a scratch. He looks to Krieg, finally able to stop holding back. Let's go, and jumps at the man. Krieg smirks, clearly not understanding the situation he is in, still trying even though you know you're going to die. The sea is your hell, Hammerboy, he yells from his armor. In front of you lies your grave. He throws the bombs in the ocean, making a huge wave of water covering Luffy's sight. With the wave up, he shot sharp projectiles at the wave, hitting them all where only Luffy could be running towards him. Sanji gasps, he's hit. Krieg smirks, killed, he. Out of the wave came a completely unharmed rubber boy, Gum Gum Axe, making a leg crash right into the sea in front of Krieg. Using my own trick against me, Krieg wraps a shield of spikes around himself, as now he can't see where Luffy will attack. Come on then, why don't you try hitting Kenz Cape? You can't lay a hand on me as long as I. Pistol, and Luffy punches him right in the fucking face.
Patties, who resurfaced from the sea a while ago, eyes widen, WHAAAT. Don Krieg got hit. What is that guy? He punched right into the frickin' spikes. This can't be. I've never seen this before, Carne says, equally surprised. Don Krieg getting beaten like this. Can you believe it? Patty shakes his head as the punch sent the bastard flying.
What a reckless guy, Sanji almost fondly says himself. Like hell. You don't decide where my grave. I'm not meant to die here, Luffy said casually as he lifted up his completely fine, not at all hurt hand. Sanji just shakes his head. Reckless, I tell you. Zeph stands up proudly, using the pitchfork Tobio forced on him as a crutch. Sometimes you see idiots like him. People that fight till the death, once they've chosen their target. Sanji looks on. That's fight till the death, huh? Zeph nods. To have that sort of person as your enemy is bad. His fight will end. Whether he wins or loses, he smirks. I like those kinds of guys. Krieg gets up just barely. You say you're not meant to die here? If this isn't your grave, then whose can it be? He swings his other shield, the not dented one, at Luffy. It has to be yours, right? He foolishly thinks he sent Luffy flying when really Luffy just jumped over him. To slam his foot in his face. Wrong answer, it's yours. Tobio jumps at that. He got beaten again. Luffy is the strongest. Yeah. Jin silently agrees. He really is. Not Krieg. A small part of his mind. A part that he always shut out start getting louder and louder. How could he have Krieg was unbeatable in the first place? He is just a human. Why did he think that Krieg was the strongest when so much evidence proven otherwise, from the Grand Line to even back in the East Blue? Was it because he wanted to believe? Or was it because he had to believe? Kick his ass, monkey boy. Just defeat Krieg already. Patty gets back on the fish ship. That guy's awesome. It's possible. If it's that guy, Carne agrees. That kid, he's a match for Don. Sanji furrows his brow. No, he really is better than him in every single way. Krieg hears every word. Don't be ridiculous. He puts both his shields together, dented and undented, my ultimate weapon. The great battle spear. He looks at Luffy with killing intent. This spear is totally different from those tiny ones earlier. After 2 or 3 hits with this, you won't survive. If it hits you, you're finished. Luffy looks a little bit interested. What kind of weapon is that? It explodes every time it hits? Neat. Krieg jabs the spear right at Luffy. Luffy grabs the spear, shit, and the bomb blew in his face. Krieg smiled. Finally, I win. He pulls his spear back to see his handiwork, but he can't move it. When the smoke cleared, it showed Luffy holding the spear with both hands. I got it. Krieg jaw drop, only now getting a hint of how royally fucked he is. How? Luffy smiles a merciless smile. He crunched the spear like it was a balloon between 2 completely covered in blacks. Now, it's my turn. Haha. Oil is going to be so surprised at this. Armament hockey is back, baby. Sanji looked in shock. What the hell is that? Hockey. Jin whispers. I have only heard about it, but to see it. Tobio whistles. Foul play. Unauthorized weapons on the field. Zeph does hit Tobio this time. Give me that. Aiming for the whistle only for the boy to duck last minute. Sanji shakes his head. That Krieg. He just brings weapons out one after the other. Jin bites the inside of his cheek. Yay. That is his usual plan of attack. Just keep using tools one right after another. Zeph huffs. Even if he was equipped with 1,000 weapons, he may not be able to defeat the one spear that kid has. Nothing special. You should realize who is the strongest here. Both men look over in curiosity, life or death. In a pirate's fight, the one who hesitates, even for a split second, thinking about death can get crushed. What are you talking about? Jin asks for the both of them. Zeph smiles. At least that kid has no hesitation. Sanji eyes widen at that. Something. Connecting. Is it because he has what it takes to survive? Zeph continues. Or does his conviction mean he simply refuses to die? His conviction? Sanji asks innocently. That kid's spear is equal to it. He looks at Sanji. That same spear. I know someone like that. Someone who would get attached to that spear for his own stupid reasons, leaving his sentence with a critical bow at that certain someone. You damned. Krieg waves the broken spear at Luffy, who jumps at the mast to grab on. You damn monkey. Luffy grins. Ooh. Aha. He breaks the mast he was hanging on. New weapon in hand, he falls back to battle as the mask is aimed right on Krieg, who only used the last of his bomb to break the mast in half. That spear's all broken. It's nothing but a bomb on a stick now. Krieg looks murderous. His eyes drift away for just a moment. Luffy feels his murderous spirit arise. If I can't get a flawless victory, he takes out a normal handgun, then I will make sure you get a crushing defeat. Before Luffy could move, Krieg aims back at the restaurant. Damn body, damn thoughts, damn. Sanji. Bang. A bullet is sent not at Sanji. No, that would be too simple. But right at the gas bomb on the floor. Only one person saw that trick coming, and only one person moved fast enough to push the bomb into the sea. Splash. That person went down with it. Boom. A bomb going off underwater. Jin. Zeph grabs Sanji before he could jump in. Don't you dare. He shouts. Those waters are poisonous now. You would just die along with him. We got him. Patty and Carne paddle as fast as their fish ship could go, leading to the darker waters, looking for any signs of life. Where is he? Where is I see something? Carne points to a shadow just below the surface. Quick, get the pole.
Both men carefully scoop the battered man onto the fish ship and back to the Bharati as fast as they could. Jin is utterly soaked and barely breathing, only the whites of his eyes being seen.
Sanji takes over. Jin. You idiot. Krieg clicks his tongue. That bastard. Defying me even till the end. He puts his gun away. This happened because you made such a big deal out of food. I guess an idiot won't learn till he dies. Patty shakes his head at the sight. That guy is the devil. Carne nods. Yeah, that's not how humans fight. Tobio looks on worried. Is he going to die? Luffy's hat covers his eyes. His voice just above a whisper. Jin. You chose the wrong man to follow. Krieg turns his disgust on Luffy. Are you sympathizing with my little SBAG? S-bag. Luffy repeats slowly. Exactly. Krieg carries on, his own preservation instinct running away from him. An idiot who refused my order without thought of the consequences is no good for anything. Isn't killing him before he makes the same mistake again a sign of my love? Luffy remembers this. He remembers Krieg spouting such nonsense that really showed how much of a SBAG this guy was, and Luffy hated him. He got mad and kicked his ass, that's that. But now, Luffy is just a little bit older. Now, he was just a little bit wiser. Now, he was just a little bit bitter. That young excitement he saw the world and never go back to being the boy he once was. Now he was just an old man in a young boy's body. He had years of anger and resentment weighing on his soul. And to see a captain killing his own crew. To think he'd really kill him, that's cruel. Patty shakes his head, getting off the fish ship onto the Bharati. He doesn't like the damn pirate, but even he could tell when someone has gone too far. Patty, Sanji takes gin from Patty. There's antidote inside, right? Patty folds his arms. Yes, but it's for food poisoning. Who cares? Sanji orders. Just get it. Tobio is the first to move. I'll get it. Sanji gets Jin's mask, that he didn't even bother using. First put the mask on his face quickly. There should some kind of antidote on there already. Sanji hands him off to Carne. Take him upstairs and lay him down. That should let him breathe easier. It's the best we can do if we want to save him. Carne stiffens as he held the body but quickly went into battle mode. Hurry up, Patty. Carne. Patty has an inner moment of debate before just following. I got it, chasing after his partner up the stairs. Tobio starts rubbing his head as he forced the antidote down Jin's throat. Come with us, he said. I have the perfect place for you, he said. He mutters under his breath. Perfect, my ass. It's useless. Krieg observes their struggles. At the most, he's got an hour. You know I was wrong. Luffy voice rings out despite it being so calm. You do have some potential. His big old eyes were shadowed by his hat. Kinda strong. Could get stronger. Able to get 50 ships to follow you. Very interesting, but Luffy grabs another mast to break, throwing his makeshift spear at Krieg. It wouldn't really matter at the end. Useless, Krieg mutters, taking his arm flamethrower and burned the stick at once. Because you still don't know what true strength is, Krieg does not see Luffy coming in for a close-range attack. Gum Gatling gun. Krieg barely blocks it with his dented shields. Useless. Against this metal armor, your punches are useless. But Luffy just needs that attack to get a proper landing. With his feet on the ground, Luffy finally got his fist ready. Gum pistol. Right in his golden chest, cracking into soft flesh. You think you can take over the world with just a few toys? Luffy feels Krieg's rib breaks under his fist. But you are all talk, all glitter and no action. Just some actor in a fancy costume. It didn't matter if someone had the best crafted equipment, the biggest crew, or most powerful weapons. None of that made you strong. It was limited. Everyone had a limit. Some must give up and accept those limits, and others who are either too stupid or too determined to overcome them. The strongest people in Luffy's life don't have a lot. They lost more than they gained in fact, but to him, they were invincible. Luffy knew it was coming before Krieg even shot the trigger on his last attack. If I die, he coughs out some blood. I'm taking you with me. Tobio screams, seeing the secret attack. Run, Luffy. You can't run away from this iron net. Oh no. There was an iron net surrounding Luffy. The sea is below us. It's clear who the victor is. Hammerboy. I'm always the one who has the last laugh. No problem. Luffy swings his legs up, and to bring them twirling down, capturing Krieg's face between his 2 feet, cause my hands and feet are still free. How can he keep fighting? Sanji looks up. How can he keep charging without the slightest hesitation, with no fear of consequences, without rational or thought? This time it's over. Luffy starts twirling the absolutely buffoon a million times like a top, making him one sky high for all the world to see his shame, just to bring him his heart downwards. Gum sledgehammer. On his own sinking ship, Tobio dances up and down from the window seat. Don Krieg's defeated. Patty gapes like a fish. He really did it. That guy did it. Awesome. Carne slaps his hands in glory. Way to go, pirate boy. Great. Yosaku finally opens his eyes at the sound of cheering. Huh? What'd I miss? Something stupid, I'm sure. Gonzo mutters on the ground, refusing to wake up. But Jin doesn't get up. His gas mask is cut so that only the bottom covered his face, leaving his eyes uncovered. His eyes are open. Tobio sees the change, walking to the pirate. You're up now? That's great. He's defeated. Patty looks over his shoulder. You're Don lost. They don't know if Jin could understand them, or even if he can hear them, but he did. Don Krieg lost. No way. He's the king of the East Blue. He's the only man Jin's admired. He's Always believed that he's the best. You followed the wrong man. Tears well in his eyes as a feeling he never thought he would have to feel again wells up inside him as well. Regret. Luffy smiles as he falls into the sea with a splash. He hates repeating this kind of stuff, but this time, this isn't taking a risk at all. Because he knows for a fact. His crew is there to protect him. Zeph looks at Sanji. If you've got the time to space out, why don't you go and rescue him? He's not going to resurface, you know. Sanji looks back at Zeph with panic. What? He carries on casually. Those who gain powers from the devil fruit are cast away by the sea, becoming deadweight in waters. Why didn't you say so earlier? Sanji takes off his shoes while yelling, I'll hold you responsible if anything happens. He goes into the ocean already looking for the boy. Where was he? Where was he? Hey, hang in there. Wasn't he the one who refused to die? Wasn't he the one who was going to be the king of the pirates? Wasn't that what he believed in? Luffy is not gonna die. This isn't his grave. He knows this. He knows this. But the feeling of the ocean around him takes away all his strength in an instant. He should be panicking, yet he feels calm in the ocean, almost like the ocean itself was wrapping him in a blanket rather than trying to suffocate him. Sanji grabs onto the boy, taking off the net and resurfacing as fast as he could with a gasp. He sees that Luffy had his eyes closed as he looks for any injuries. Not a single scratch, you guys. Sanji starts swimming towards the Barati. Thoughts swirling in his head. I don't know. I'm not sure why myself. But if I were to take even one step back, I believe that all those important oaths, promises, and many other deals, till now, will all go to waste and I'll never be able to return before you, ever again. You still can't do much against the one spear he has. Someone who'd hold that same spear for his own foolish reasons. The all blue. Sanji lightly slaps on the boy's cheek once they get to the deck. Hey, rubber boy, don't you dare die on me now. Luffy isn't even passed out, he is just relaxing. He is completely out of control of his body, can't move. And in the arms of his Nakama, he is awake, but he just wanted to enjoy being close to Sanji again. Sanji doesn't seem to get this as he kept yelling, concern rising, you can't die, you hear? You've got things to do, don't you? Hey, you can't just die. Say something already. Why you? You're such a pain in the butt. Luffy finally opens his eyes, I'm awake, and wraps his arms around his chef, you saved me. You were faking. Sanji grabs both of his cheeks and starts pulling. Luffy only smiles, a thought coming to his head, air is Jim? He says through pulled cheeks. Sanji lets them go with a slap and sighs, follow me, and leads Luffy inside the restaurant to the fallen commander. Luffy looks down on Jin getting on eye level. The only proof of Jin reconsidering this was that his eyes twitched, he digs in his captain pockets. Sanji looks down as well, he does not look so well, he might not be able to. Jin coughs, his body shaking, it is the most movement he made but, Don. Luffy looks at him, really looked at him, Jin, just admit it, stop being so stubborn, it's okay. Jin feels tears come out of his eyes, I made a mistake, man. Looked up to the wrong man. Did everything wrong for the wrong man. Hang on a sec, bud. Tobio tries to get him to calm down. The poison will spread all over your body if you move around. Calm down, calm down. That'd be fatal. Sanji, he had to speak, he doesn't know if he is going to make it, it's the only thing I want to do. When Don Krieg's ambition became mine as well, he is having trouble breathing, it's kinda weird for me declaring my decision, just because I'm running out of time. But this time, I want to do what I want to do. Trusting my instincts, trust himself, then I won't have anywhere to run anymore. He closed his eyes, squeezing through the pain. What loyalty do I have to Don Krieg? I've just been using Don Krieg's name as a shield so I could run away. He refused to have any more regrets even in what little time he had now, that's what he taught me. Sanji looks down on Jin, the man dying right in front of him, Jin, Luffy stabs Jin in the neck. What the fuck, Luffy? What? Why did you do that? Oil told me to. Sanji grits his teeth. Oil only gave me this, in case of poison, but Luffy opens his hand to show a needle. Things turned out worse than expected though. He got careless and Jin paid the price for that, But he is in a worse position than before, than my magic witch crewmate expected. Nailed it, Luffy. So, he cocks his head thinking hard, we will just have to take him with us. Jin looks annoyed, I'm not. Instincts. What do your instincts tell you? Luffy grabs Jin's face, squeezing his cheeks despite the gas mask, what do you want? Jin looks into impossible black eyes. His first thoughts were to go with Don, keep Don safe, make Don the king. And he is sure that he would, but with this man looking right at him. Any thought of following Krieg again seemed so pointless. He doesn't need to worry about every little detail, but I want freedom, it hurts to say but damn it is so freeing. Luffy nods, like any good pirate. Patty and Carne knock on the wall letting their presence be known. We rounded up all the pirates, finally got Krieg's carcass on the pile as well. Patty coughs a bit in his hand trying to look nonchalant, since you took him down, we were wondering what you wanted to do with them. Luffy takes charge. He would usually let these no-name pirates go, but get me a snail. I got a call to make. Both look at each other shrugging, leaving to get the snail. Sanji looks at the captain. What are you thinking? Luffy giggles, actually giggles. Nothing. Yosaku. He yells, come here, I'm going to need your help, as Luffy walks out the door. With Jin resting, Sanji looks over the sea horizon from his room. He got bandaged up a bit. Nothing life-threatening, and all the chefs started waking up one by one, wondering what the hell happened. If it wasn't for the body of pirates tied up, none of them would have believed that one kid took down all of them. Luffy sits criss-cross on rails, looking over the sea as well, as Sanji lights up a smoke. Luffy tries to make it causal. So, I'm not going. Sanji saw it coming a mile away. I don't want to be a pirate. I'm staying here to continue being a cook until that old fart acknowledges my cooking skills. Luffy frowns not so lightly. I see. I'll give up then. Your hand isn't giving up, Sanji yells, referring to the rubber arm wrapped around his own arm. He leaves it as Luffy clearly shows he was not letting go. I can't go. They're all unreliable around here. He lets out some smoke, but I'll go there someday. To the Grand Line. Then, let's go now, Luffy encourages. Not just yet though, Sanji explains. He won't admit it in a million years, but he really wanted to go with this guy. He thought about it. Luffy wouldn't laugh at him. He wouldn't tell him that his dream was impossible. Now he just wanted to let it out. Hey, have you ever heard of All Blue? Luffy has to hold back the grin on his face. There he is. Sanji. At his purest form. A cook with a dream, nope, popping the P at the end. What? You haven't? It's a mystical sea. In that sea, fish from all over, East Blue, West Blue, North Blue, and South Blue, can all be found there. It's like a wonderland for cooks like us. And it's in the Grand Line. How haven't you heard of it? Sanji goes on and on about fish Luffy never bothered remembering the names of but knows the taste, about the awesome sights, and Luffy shuts up and listens and listens and listens. Luffy is sharing the same thoughts as the old man watching them from above. Sanji looks so damn happy. Luffy can't leave without him. Lunchtime, boys, Gonzo calls. Luffy gets down. Finally, some grub, food. They go to the second floor where the tables were stacked. Hey, where are we sitting? Sanji questions. Luffy looks as well. Where's the food? The chef look up, noses in the air. We didn't save a seat for you. Eat on the floor. Sanji is pissed. No seat? How can that be? This is a restaurant, for crying out loud. He brushes them off quickly. Oh well, they're acting weird, and goes to get his food. Luffy lifts a hand. Wait, he says in his serious voice, making all the chefs sweat for a minute. Luffy walks to a certain boy trying to hide in between the larger men. Tobio. The boy flinches. What's going on? All the chefs stop to look, trying to keep up the act as Tobio sweats, and nothing. There is just no seats and we are eating. He swallows, feeling the black eyes on him as Luffy forcibly turns him around. Why, you know how crazy things can be. Tobio. Luffy shakes his head. You can't lie to me, Tobio. The boy swallows. Grandpa. Gonzo shakes his head. I thought this plan was stupid from the start. He puts down his spoon. Patty hisses, don't you dare. Gonzo stands up. Shut it, you young blood. He turns to them all. Heaven forbid you all grow up and have an actual conversation like adults. He pitches his brows. I swear, I am surrounded by children. All the chefs look down. For being criminal, ex-pirate, bloodthirsty monsters, they look like children being scolded by a parent at that moment. Gonzo looks at them all, then to Sanji. They made some stupid plan to make you leave by throwing your soup to the floor and insulting you. Sanji bristles at the thought. It was all something I didn't agree to, but here we are. Way to go, Gonzo. Zeph enters, putting his soup down on a table, the plan going down the drain. Gazzo rolls his eyes, like you could talk. All of you pirates are the same. He shakes his head. All actions and no sense. Probably why the one piece is still missing. Heaven forbid you actually think before speaking with your fists. Sanji looks at Zeph. What is he talking about? Tobio nods his head. You guys. He points to all the chefs. Are the most emotionally stunted men I have ever met. Oh great, now a child is scolding them. Seriously, you are all family here. Why you have to be so hard on each other? Just, chill. All the chefs, all who rather cut off their tongue than show some emotional vulnerability, glance at one another. Luffy takes a huge gulp of the soup. This soup is great. After a beat, Zeph grumbles, we know so. One chef coughs, looking away from Sanji. Sanji's cooking is revered by everyone here. It doesn't taste bad at all. Another pipes up, yeah, it's well made. One by one they start talking, but if we didn't pull this off, he'd never leave, that stupid brat. Sanji looks at them. Huh? Patty rubs his forehead, looking like he'd rather be pulling his own teeth. Don't you get it? He grabs Sanji by the collar. We want you to go to the Grand Line. Carne comments just as angry. Yeah, can't you get it through your thick skull that we care about you, you utter moron. Dumbass. Stupid. We want you happy, you bastard. Gonzo's sweat drops. That's not. You know what, close enough. Zeph points to Luffy. Hey kid, you NTED Sanji for your cook? I'm not trying to force you or anything. But that lil eggplant of ours, care to take him with you, to the Grand Line? The Grand Line is what he's always dreamed about, the chefs explained as if Luffy doesn't already know. You see, the boss is a real troublemaker. Please take care of him. Sanji almost chokes on his cigarette. Wait a minute. Zeph turns to him. How about it, kid? Luffy grins. No. The chefs scream. What? Zeph looks impatient. Didn't you say you need a cook on your ship? Or do you not like the guy? Sounding offended at the last part. Luffy shrugs, eating more of Sanji's food. It's nothing like that. I want to take him with me, but he said that he wanted to stay here as a cook. I can't take him along even if you guys insist. Luffy looks right at Sanji. So you're saying that you can't do anything about it unless he says yes? Zeph understands. Exactly. I need to go soon because my navigator's in danger, he says, finishing up his meal. Seconds please. The chefs surround Sanji. Sanji, say yes, damn it. Go find that all blue. Stop holding yourself back. But Sanji tries and fails to get a word in. Come on. Patty shakes him roughly. You think you have to stay here and waste your talents? He points to Luffy. You belong on the Pirate King's ship. I've known you since you were a brat, boy. You deserve better. Follow your dreams. We are cheering you on. It is like a waterfall. Once they got through the barrier, the floodgates were open and would not stop. Sanji looks so uncomfortable. He feels so light and weird. The Baratie was his home, but they were all guys. All guys with tough exteriors, and so there wasn't a lot of hugs or mussy crap that went around. That was only for ladies. But here they were, blatantly, embarrassingly, encouraging Sanji to go and follow his dream. He feels loved. Patty puts Sanji down. He looks at Zeph. The old man looks back. Don't be selfish, don't wish for any more than you had. The sea's a huge place. Someday, you'll find people who are good to you. He hasn't thought about her in years. I want to go. He turns to Luffy. We both have foolish dreams, and I am gonna do this for my own dream, for all blue. He coughs in his hands. His throat was closing for some reason. As you wanted. I'll go with you. On this road to the Pirate King. Allow me to take up the position of cook aboard your ship. He feels too open under Luffy's gaze. His defenses coming back up again. You got a problem with that or what? Luffy slingshots himself at Sanji. Yes. Great. He starts doing a happy dance, grabbing a startled Yosaku to join in. This is great. Isn't this great, Luffy bro? Yay. Yay. We got our cook. We'll always have something to eat now. Sanji turns back to his family. So that's it, people. I gave you a lot of trouble, didn't I? Patty folds his arms. Man, you piss me off. I wanted to throw you out of here myself, but now things turn out to be easy. Tobio rolls his yes. You're all morons. Zeph nods. That's right, you lil eggplant. I told you from the beginning that I hate kids. That's just nice, old fart, Sanji says, making his exit. Now you can sit back and relax for the rest of your life. Luffy goes out to prepare the ship. He had some chefs help with food storage. Oh, nice ship there. You sure we can use this? He asks the chef. The guy nods. It's Sanji's, so of course you can. He puts another sack of meat in the boat. Aren't you done yet? Nope, more meat. Please, Luffy asks politely. The chef sags his shoulders. How many days are you gonna be sailing? Like 2 hours, dunno. Could be a week, Luffy says easily. It's not lying, it's extending the truth. Zeph comes from behind. Kid, Luffy turns back. Oh, old man. Zeph holds out his journal. You want this? It's my journal during the year I ventured the Grand Line.
Luffy shakes his head. Don't need it. Got a journal of my own, and I don't want any more information, he would know.
Zeph shrugs. Thought so. I want that frozen beef up there, Luffy points to another sack. Can't you cut it out? The chef yells. Yosaku comes out of the restaurant, a sleeping Jin in his hands. Cook bro's rather slow, isn't he? He places Jin carefully in the ship, careful not to wake him up. Sanji steps out as all the cooks gather around the Finns. The man who had been here since the beginning, yet he is the youngest on the ship, not including Tobio. After the original heart-to-heart session inside, the Finns are deadly quiet. Until Patty and Carne try to sneak attack behind the boy. This is the fury I've accumulated for years. Prepare yourself, Sanji. Sanji keeps walking as the two men were left bleeding on the floor. You can never beat him, a chef says to the bruised men. Sanji looks around for the old geezer and tries not to feel dejected when he doesn't see him. Let's go. You sure? Yosaku asks. No goodbyes? Sanji shakes his head. Last time he got a goodbye it did not end well, nah. Bye, big bro. Tobio comes from behind and gives Sanji a surprise hug. Sanji feels his whole body go rigid. When was the last time he got hugged? He doesn't really know what to do, trying to turn and let his arms fall on the smaller boy. Bye? Tobio looks up and smiled a blinding Luffy rivaling grin. Sanji returns it, feeling his childlike side resurfacing again. The chefs had to look away from the sight, knowing they will have to punch a wall to feel manly again after such a display. Sanji. Zeph's voice sounds right behind him as Tobio lets go. Sanji doesn't even see Zeph coming down with Gonzo to his left. Zeph looks like he was being forced to eat his other leg before sighing, "I'm going to kick your ass, Gonzo," and pulls Sanji in a hard hug. "Don't catch cold now." Sanji definitely has no idea what to do. When was the last time Zeph hugged him? Never. He kinda just stands there for a moment, arms carefully hugging back the old man, as if Sanji would break him. Then he relaxes. His fatal mistake as he feels tears well in his eyes. Shit. Zeph. Sanji doesn't care how uncool he looks right now, hanging on Zeph like a lifeline, all this time. "I owe you a hell of a lot. What you've done for me, I shall never forget." Zeph doesn't say anything either as neither address the wet feeling on Sanji's shoulder. "You damn bastard. I'm gonna miss you. Damn it." Patty picks the both of them up in his stupidly big arms. "Gonna miss you alright," Carne replies. Again the chefs start crying and shouting, "This is so sad. I'm so sad. Damn it. We are going to miss you, Sanji." Zeph tries to wipe his eyes but fails as he can't move his arms. "You morons, men should just leave without saying a word." Gonzo rolls his eyes, tearing up a bit as well. Men also know when it's alright to cry. Patty lets them all go and Sanji doesn't even try to stop the tears. "Till we meet again, you good for nothing bastards." Luffy smiles as Sanji got on the ship. "Alright, let's go." The chefs don't turn away as they see their little bro go with the future king of the pirates. "I told you, it wouldn't kill you," Gonzo says snarkily. "Shut up," Zeph bites back. Gonzo doesn't even flinch. Every dad misses their son. Zeph stiffens his shoulders looking as the last bit of the boat leaves their sights. With the belief and refusal to die, they will find all blue. Zeph nods. "Alright men, customers will be flooding in soon. Get back to work." "Excuse me," a voice grabs everyone's attention. "We got an anonymous call about pirates being captured around here." There stood a large man, no, a large marine at the edge of the deck. Zeph went back into cold, cruel, professional mode in an instant. "Yeah, who's asking?" The marine took out his cigar. Both cigars actually. "Captain Smoker," he points back into his ship. "We are here to collect the pirates and give the reward money." He looks Zeph up and down. "That is, if you have them, Arlong Park." Oil is not panicking. Not at all. They are absolutely fine. Everything is fine. Why? Because they are alone with 3 people. No, they are not alone. They know these people, Usopp, Johnny, and Zoro. They know them, even if they don't. Oil. It's fine. They're fine. This is fine. Usopp touches their shoulder and they do not jump at. Usopp scrambles back. "Sorry. Just, question about the, I just want to clarify the pronoun thing." Oil takes a deep breath. "Yes, please ask." Usopp coughs into his hand. "So, they, them." If there is one thing Oil have learned from Luffy, it's that he did not take into account any consequences, believing in the straightforward approach. It is not idiocy but simply ignoring the norms of how he should behave. He sees people as individuals, not for sex, gender, species, age, or statues. Yes, they, them, to Luffy, you are a person and that is how Oil wants to be seen. I suppose these norms made me feel uncomfortable. They shake their head. Excuse my lack of eloquent vocabulary but I am still figuring out my feeling about the matter myself. Usopp nods. "Okay, just making sure." He looks to Zoro, still unconscious. "I mean sleeping, on the floor, you know, when I dreamt about becoming a pirate. I never imagined a crew like this. I doubt anyone could have." Oil looks over the horizon, the Going Merry long gone from sight. "Johnny, Kokoyashi village is still the target location?" Johnny gulps, sweating up a storm. "Yes. And this is suicide," he yells. "Don't you get it? We are getting closer and closer to Arlong's base." Oil pauses. "Yes. How are they supposed to respond to that? I would hope so. That is the goal?" "Things aren't that simple." Johnny has tears trailing down his face. "Nami sis wants to take that 2 million berry bounty that's on Arlong's head. While we're taking it easy here, she could, for all we know, have already snuck into Arlong's base. It's about time for lunch, don't you think?" Oil goes inside the dinghy. Orange juice helps blood lose. "Yeah," Usopp pats his stomach. "Let's find some grub. Should have gotten some food before we left." Johnny stomps his foot on the ground. "Don't tell me you've never heard of Arlong?" Usopp puts his hands behind his head. "He's just another pirate with a high bounty, right?" Oil comes out of the dinghy with some juice and a glass. "Arlong is a fishman, former member of the Sun Pirates, known for being on the Grand Line. Current captain of the Arlong Pirates, brother of Knight of the Sea Jinbei, one of the warlords of the sea." They kneel next to Zoro's sleeping form. "Age, 39, bounty, 20 million, birthday, May 3rd, epithet. Arlong the Saw, former resident, Fishman district of the Ryugu." Oil pours a glass of juice. Usopp and Johnny just stare at them, letting the information sink in. Johnny coughs in his hands. "Okay, so you know, a little more than I expected." "A fishman?" Usopp says with some awe. "Never seen one before." He closes his eyes, hand under his chin in thought. "Come to think of it, I've heard that there's a merman island in the Grand Line." Oil nods. "Yes, Merman is where the Ryugu kingdom is held. It is a Beautiful place, it is at the end of the paradise part of the Grand Line. Paradise part? Johnny asks. Oil finishes pouring the glass. Yes, the first half of the Grand Line before the Red Line is called paradise due to its more peaceful nature, especially compared to the second half. Usopp pales. You got to be kidding me. Paradise? Even he has heard horror story after horror story of the Grand Line. Johnny huffs. Yeah, well, to normal people it's called the Pirate's Graveyard. It's because there are 3 superpowers that exist there. Johnny lifts his finger. One of them is the Shichibukai. Usopp sits down. Shichibukai. Johnny looks at Oil, lifting a brow. What? You're not going to explain? Oil shrugs. They know about them only because of the contract, but it certainly wasn't a thing in their day. You may continue. Johnny takes a sit himself. Thank you, not sounding very thankful. Plain terms. They are 7 pirates warlords who are acknowledged by the government. Usopp scoffs. Why would pirates be acknowledged by the government? Because the Shichibukai would give a fixed percentage of the treasure they get to the government. Johnny explains to other pirates. They're just government dogs. But they're powerful. The man who defeated Zoro, Hawkeye's Mihawk, is one of them. He points to his bro. There are 7 of them like him. Usopp feels shivers run down his back. I think I'm going catch can't go to the Grand Line illness. Deal with it. Oil forces the juice down Zoro's throat. They slightly lift his head, making sure he unconsciously drink. They can't afford him to die by drowning at this stage. Zoro is the perfect right hand of the king, which was why he needs to get better as soon as possible. So cold, Usopp falls off his seat. Johnny doesn't even react. Among the Shichibukai there is a fishman, Jinbei, who's the captain of a fishman crew. Johnny says seriously, like you said, the guy who fought beside him in the Grand Line is a most wicked and devastating pirate. Arlong. Usopp gulps, now understanding the situation they're heading into. Oil wonders if they should just kill Arlong or let him live. Hard to tell which would be more productive, consider they never see him in the contract again. Choices. Ever since Arlong came to the East Blue, he's already overturned over 20 villages. Johnny continues, his power is far beyond that of Don Krieg. But why would Nami run off to someone like that alone? Usopp asks through chattering teeth. It's as obvious, she's after the bounty on Arlong's head, Johnny says with full confidence. Oil puts the cup down. Why not? No, Nami's village was captured by them 8 years ago and she is being enslaved by them. Both men, again, look at Oil, enslaved. Their heads turning to the side in sync. Oil pours more juice in their empty glass. Think about it. You say that Arlong has taken over 20 villages. What does one do with a village they have captured them? Both men think hard. Bully people? Johnny guesses. Think more economically. I know. Usopp hits his fist in his hand. Eat them. Taxes. Oil claps their hands, or tributes to be more exact. You take advantage of the village, using them out of all their resources, including the people, making Nami a resource for them. They try to put more juice in Zoro's mouth. She is a navigator beyond compare. A thief, clever, smart, skilled. Arlong with his cruel reputation would no doubt use her as a resource to his bend and will. Johnny furrows his eyebrows, but still, isn't that stretching it? Oil shakes their head. Not at all. Slavery is not uncommon on the Grand Line, especially the involvement of fishmen. That is the point of the fishmen pirates. Ex-enslaved fishmen. Arlong would most likely have a hatred to humanity because of this history by telling of his cruelty to them. Wait. Usopp tries to keep up. Why would someone who hates slavery enslave people? Ah, now you get it. Oil puts the empty cup down. Hatred like this doesn't have to make sense. In most cases, it doesn't even need logic or reason. He just has to hate humans. Both guys gulp at that, the somber realization getting to them. A hatred with no rhyme or reason at this point. Just pure hatred. Johnny is the first response, a bead of sweat rolling down his face. So, you have to understand what we are up against here. Oil nods. I am fully aware of the picture. The calm response is not what he was hoping for. No, you don't understand. You have no idea how powerful fishmen really are. I was born on the Grand Line. I know what I am talking about. That shuts him up real fast, so stop yelling, it is not helping. Zoro starts waking up. Wah? Hesso, wind chimes. Die, brat. Zoro's fine. Oil gets up, letting Zoro's HN floor. Ah, there it is. Johnny grabs the railing of the ship. We're finally here. Arlong Park. The base of the fishmen pirate, Arlong, who survived the Grand Line. Usopp was finally seeing the military base-like park creeping upon them and starts shaking. Is Nami really in there? Zoro grunts sitting up. If she is here, then so would the Going Merry. Oil hums. Okay fishers, shall we check where it's anchored at the island first? Fishers? Zoro asks. Don't ask. Johnny shakes his head. Your crew is insane, bro. Usopp nods, gathering himself up. Yeah, we should anchor soon. He can handle a recon mission, as long as they don't rush in. Zoro grabs his swords, prepare to rush in. Johnny and Usopp stand over Zoro, shark teeth out, as if Usopp looms over Zoro, taking advantage of the height differences while he has the chance. Why would we do that? We don't know anything about this place. Johnny continues as Zoro shrinks lower and lower. Our opponents are fishmen. We should plan out everything first. Zoro glares at both of them. Sorry, but I don't do those cowardly things. Luffy asked me to bring that woman back, so I don't care who the opponents are, but I'm gonna get her back. He is eager up to prove himself again, after his greatest defeat. Johnny and Usopp look at one another, silently agreeing to take Zoro down together. Luffy said to find her, not to get her back. Oil quips in quickly. It would be smarter to look for the Mary as that is the last location we saw her in. It is best if we wait for Luffy to come. Wouldn't that be smarter, first mate? Zoro growls, we can't rely on Luffy to solve everything. Oil nods, no, but this is between captain and navigator. We find her and shall wait for our captain to take her back. Zoro reluctantly listens to that line of logic. Fine, let's find the damn ship first. Usopp and Johnny let out a silent breath. I didn't really think we could do it, Usopp whispers. Even in his weakened state, bro is a monster. Johnny puts a hand over his fellow fear buddy. They pass the park to a village further down the coast. There it is, found it, Johnny yells putting down his binoculars. It's the Going Merry. The happy ship was within sight at the coast. Usopp smiles seeing her clearly, but why would it be over there? Johnny gets his map out. This part's to the east of Arlong Park, Kokoyashi Village. He furrowed his eyebrows. But this is weird. Why would she anchor so far away from the park? There are also 3 fishmen defending the port, Oil claims with their telescope. Is that a paper tube? Usopp looks at the makeshift tool. I am trying here, Oil mumbles, shifting their feet. Johnny quickly takes his binoculars out again. Shit, Oil is right, 3 fish dudes at the port. Full speed ahead. Usopp points forward, in the opposite direction. Stop being stupid. Zoro hits Usopp in the back of the head. Why don't we dock here? Didn't you see? There were fishmen over there. Usopp gets in Zoro's face, totally not crying. They're Arlong's men. You can't blame me. I can blame you for multiple things. Zoro glares right back. Johnny grits his teeth at the sight. This area must have already been controlled by Arlong too. What should we do now? Usopp folds his arm. Yosh, let's just say that we couldn't get Nami back. Incorrect. Oil pushes Usopp out of the way. What we need to do is eliminate the target. This time everyone looks at the astronomer. What, finally? Usopp and Johnny are crying this time. Oil, not you too. Oil sib, be reasonable. Zoro smiles smugly while getting a sword out. So we go to them or they come to us. Oil doesn't hesitate to hit Zoro in his wounds, causing him to double over. Calm down. They put their hand down. Anyway, as much as I hate to admit it, you still seem capable of fighting, they explain to the pained Zoro. Taking down all of Arlong's men at his home base the first time around shows that clearly enough. While I would like stealth to be on our side, that is simply not going to happen. They clap their hands together. Too many fishmen are patrolling and no matter what they see, everything will be reported to Arlong. Best bet is to eliminate the targets to buy us time before Arlong's men notice their disappearance. They look over all of them. Now follow my lead. Everyone looks at one another, not sure where this is going. 2 unsuspecting fishmen gaze over and to see a small boat coming towards them. Well, that's kinda suspicious, one says. Abandoned ship? The other can't see anybody on board. Stay on guard, the third one says, boarding the empty dinghy. The second goes to the door, opening it slowly. Nothing here. Is it really that empty? The first says again, looking around, not seeing a shadow coming to life right behind him. I don't awe. 1 down. What the awe? 2 down. The third wisely goes on defense, but it's too late. Who is there? Your doom. 3 down. A splash of water is heard. Is it safe to come out now? Yeah, Zoro sheathes his swords. Come out. Usopp pulls himself on the boat as Johnny resurfaces as well with a gasp. A thud from the inside could be heard as Oil lost their grip and fall on the floor. Okay, Oil says as casually as one landing on their face can. We have a limited time, either they wake up or Arlong notices they're gone. Johnny walks onto port. I think this place is called Gosa Village. Zoro folds his arms. What a dump. And it is. Every single house is flipped over with a huge crater down the middle. What happened to this place? All the buildings are upside down. Usopp can't believe his eyes. Johnny starts to sweat again. Thoughts going to the worst possibility. I heard that Arlong had attacked this place a couple of weeks ago. He shudders at the thought. I heard that fishmen have 10 times the strength of a human. His teeth grit together. Does this exemplify the power of the men who survived the Grand Line? And may I ask where exactly you have heard all this? Oil asks in a monotone voice. You know. Johnny gives a sheepish smile. Reliable sources? Usopp cocks his head. But how did the road turn out this way? He is referring to the giant crater tube down the middle of the street. Oil sighs, starting to walk down the street. A Seeking called Momu did this. Usopp gulps, walking right behind them. Shaking. Seeking? Don't tell me they've got a monster too? Oil shrugs their shoulder, they got him from the Grand Line. He is very useful. Usopp stops shaking, no, he runs right in front of Oil. No number, no, swinging his arms with each negatory. What? Oil asks innocently, I didn't say anything. You didn't need to, Usopp points accusingly, we are not getting a seeking. We have the power. Oil has stopped listening at this point, muttering to themselves. Luffy can control the creature and with the right direction. Got you, Fishman, I'll kill you and avenge my father's death. A kid comes from behind them and kicks Usopp from behind, in an unsavory place. Johnny looks down at kneeling Usopp, now that's just sad. Die you rotten fishman. The kid holds his small but very real sword. Don't fight the fishmen, only to get hit in the head by a purple-haired woman. Have you forgotten? This village was obliterated because somebody went against those fishmen. Usopp tries to get up on very shaky legs, what? The woman puts a hand on the kid's shoulder. See, he looks like a fishman, but he's actually human. She pauses, just unique. Usopp straightens up at that. What do you mean by unique? Oil raises their hand. We are in need of sanctuary. May you please house us for the time being? The beautiful woman raises a brow. Who are you? You haven't been picking any fights here, have you? No, an extermination, yes, but not a fight. We made a diversion a bit away, but I doubt it will last very long. They point to Zoro. We have an injured man. FF in sync at that. Fine. She picks up the brat with her. Follow me. Once settled, they're taken to a lovely tangerine grove. I'm Nijiko. I planted oranges here. The purple woman finally introduces herself. She goes into the kitchen part and started pouring some glasses of juice. Usopp looks around a simple but very cozy home. It's very nice here. Zoro finds a spot on the wall to sit against. I don't need medicine, he says as he gets comfy in the stranger's home. I can on any fishman. Nijiko glares at the man. My ass you could. You're lucky I was around before any of the fishmen found you. If you were to fight a fishman in your condition, you would have gotten killed. She slams down a tray of tangerine juice. Outsiders don't know anything about what's going on around here. She hands a glass to the beaten up boy in front of her. You're a kid of Gosa, the neighbor town, aren't you? She takes a sip of her own juice. You should know well enough that you'd get killed if you fought them. More than well enough. I know, the kid shouts, I know, but he grips his knees. They were the ones who killed my dad. They robbed everyone, destroyed the village, and killed many of its people. I'll never forgive them. No matter what happens, I'll never forgive them. His eyes are haunted but no tears fell, as if they are dried out, so I headed for Arlong Park, but some woman of the gang blocked me off. She's like some sort of witch. Oil turns their head at that. It was mortifying. I'll have my revenge for my dad, even if it means death. Then go drop dead, Nijiko says bluntly, making Usopp spit his drink out. Get yourself killed would make it a great revenge. She carries on as casually as if they were talking about the weather. But at least keep this in mind. Thanks to me and the witch at Arlong Park, your life has been spared twice. He pushes a cup to him, so drink your juice and leave. Hey, Usopp slams his juice on the table. Don't you think that's too harsh for the kid? Zoro and Johnny say nothing as they watch the interaction with varying degrees of interest. Kid or not, if he really wants to die, why not just let him? Nijiko snaps back. He doesn't have enough will to live in these harsh times? What are you trying to say? Usopp is starting to dislike this woman more and more.
I always look to the future, Nojiko shouts back. I know of a child who chose to live. She takes a calming breath, who lives a lifestyle that is more painful than death, only to goes back to her righteous anger. That's why I hate people who simply want to go off and die like this kid here. Silence fills the room at her outburst. What? Asks a poor excuse of a crying child. What should I do? I tried my best to hold it in. But, the child starts shaking. What should I do? Your mother? Nijiko asks, all anger gone from her face. She's alive, he says through his tears. She must be worried. A pleasant smile blooms on Nijiko's face. Go back to your mom. Okay. The boy wipes the tears off his face and get up leaving to the door. All without drinking his juice. Usopp sits back from his chair. You're actually a real nice gal. All previous misconceptions gone, even though you got tattoos. Yes, Oil pipes in, they're quite lovely. Usopp's eyes widen. I mean, yeah, he says quickly, trying and failing to save face. Nothing wrong with tattoos. And what is wrong with tattoos? Oil's voice cold. Usopp sweats a little, and nothing. They're great. I think they are a great form of, art? Nijiko takes a sip of juice, rolling her eyes. Stereotypes. She puts her cup down. Speaking of which, I still don't know who you are. Oh yeah, of course. Usopp points to himself. My name is the Great. L Oil. They raise their hand. That's Roronoa, Zoro, Johnny, and Usopp. Usopp drops his bravado. Took my spotlight. We're here for Nami. Oil continues. Time to get down to business. Nami? You know her? Nijiko asks, showing no more reaction than gentle curiosity. Yes, Oil answers carefully. We are here to formally make her part of our crew. Nijiko gives a humorless smile. That sounds pretty hard considering Nami an officer of the Arlong Pirates.
A beat of silence. What? Usopp's jaw hits on the floor. Nami's an officer of that gang. Yeah, everyone knows. Noiko rests her head in her hand. That kid was talking about her too. The witch. Her smile grows a little more genuine. Here's another surprise. This is the place where that witch was raised. Me and Nami are foster sisters. Usopp does a double take. This is Nami's home? Johnny mouth hangs open. No way. Nijiko nods. Both Nami and I were orphans. We grew up here. Though our mother who raised us has died, the three of us used to live happily, here in Kokoyashi village. Usopp's mind is spinning. Oil made the theory about Nami being used, but an officer? That seems like a high position for someone being looked down on. Zoro clenches his teeth, but he shouldn't have been surprised. He should have known Nami was faking the whole hating pirates attitude. He looks over to Oil and sees they don't even flinch at the news. They knew. Yes, Oil says. Everyone look to them now. Nijiko raises an eyebrow. Yes? Oil gets their journal out and puts it down. I mean more to agree with you. I thought it would be polite than saying I already know all that. Johnny's jaw drops along with Usopp's. Zoro's eyes narrow, but he doesn't say anything. Nijiko frowns. What do you mean you know? I mean that I know you are her sister and that everyone on this island knows her plan as well. I mean that I know that Nami is the cartographer of the Arlong pirate and has been for the past 8 years. Oil's voice doesn't change its usual tone, but the implications are clear. I mean that I know she needs 100 million berry to buy this town off of Arlong. Nijiko grows paler with each word Oil said. How? Usopp is the only one to recover fast enough, so she isn't just a witch. He scratches his chin. I mean, yeah, of course, she isn't. She can't be. He hits the table with his fist. She joined in the battle to defend my village. She laughed with us like she was enjoying herself on the ship. There's no way she could just be pretending that whole time, right? Nijiko catches that. Enjoying herself her? Usopp nods holding his arms out. We came here to get her back, but he looks to Oil. Things sure have gotten complicated. More importantly, Zoro speaks up for the first time. Isn't that the going Mary? They all look out the window to see Mary happily floating at the coast in the far horizon. There she is. Usopp looks over, but that means Arlong Park is right next to this village. Johnny thinks going from Gosa Kokoyashi gave them some space. Apparently not. Nijiko shakes her head. She left to the park earlier this morning. Yes, well, Oil stands up. I think we should be heading to Kokoyashi village right now. Why? Johnny asks slowly. Oil is already making their way to the door, because he is there. Hey, wait. Nijiko stands up, her previous anger showing again. You got some nerve coming here and spouting that you know everything. You don't know what this village has been through. No, I don't. Oil agrees easily, but I know it will go through a lot worse if we don't stop Arlong from killing General. Nijiko eyes widen. She can't believe it. How would that even make any sense? But as much as she is pissed, she can't let something like that happen. She grits her teeth. Just keep your heads down and follow me, as she pushes past Oil toward Kokoyashi village square. They hide in the shadows of the houses, out of sight and out of mind. Usopp has his back glued to the wall at the sight of. That's Arlong. He whisper yells, so frightened that his grip allowed him to hang perfectly horizontal on the side of the house. Your arm strength is surprisingly impressive. Not now, Oil. He's huge. Johnny gapes at the 8-foot-tall brow. He's no human, alright. Nijiko folds her arms. Well, he is a fishman. Zoro sweat drops, right.
Arlong is talking down to a certain individual, a man with too many stitches and a pinwheel fan on the hat. I've got 20 villages and towns under my control. Rebels are a pain in the butt. As ruler, I destroyed Gosa village as a warning. The fact that they failed to pay their tributes was an indication of rebellion.
Usopp looks over. Tribute? Like you paying him, right? Yes, it's money offered to them. Nijiko looks down. Every month, we have to spend money to buy our own lives. Whether it be adults or children. If anyone can't afford to pay it, even if there's only one, their village would be wrecked like Gosa's. Johnny shakes. That town was turned over just because of one person? That's how Arlong does things. Nijiko eyes are blank. Racists who don't give a care about killing and toying with human lives. Understand? Arlong laughs. Low-life humans should just think of nothing but ways of offering the money to me. I need lots of funds. The tribute that you offer will be the very foundation of the Arlong Empire, which will dominate East Blue. Zoro catches that. Arlong Empire? Are they planning to dominate the whole of East Blue as a fishmen empire? Oil shrugs. I mean, it has been 8 years and he hasn't done anything besides staying on this island. He might be putting off this empire thing a bit too long. They hear a scream ahead of them. Nijiko looks around the corner, for the first time seeing Arlong's newest victim, Jen. There is Jen being held by his neck, a little blood coming down the side of his head as Arlong picked his up like a couple of grapes. Even possessing a weapon is a sign of rebellion. In order to prevent any other rebels from you humans, I'll kill you right here, right now. You gotta be kidding. Usopp is panicking, his grip turning deadly white on the house. He only possessed the weapon. Will he really kill him just for that? Najiko grits her teeth, seeing no choice but to run out of the alley. That son of a. Hey, come back here. Johnny raises his voice, you're going to be killed. She doesn't listen and keep running into the clearing. That's so selfish, she draws attention to herself. All eyes are on her now. How can you be so selfish, Arlong? We've been offering tributes to you for 8 years now, without fail. There's no way that we'd even think about rebelling, is there? Let him go. Other villagers start to yell with her. She's right. He didn't use any weapons. Please don't let Genzo go. I said that possession of a weapon is a form of rebellion. Arlong smiles with nothing but teeth. Or are your thoughts otherwise? Do you want me to dig up this village? If anyone dares to go against us, then don't expect less than the demise of this village. The look in his eye was as dead and lifeless as, well, a dead fish's. I don't mind whatever you choose. Everyone, go back inside. It'll be futile to fight them now. Genzo gets himself together. If we were to resist them with our fists, we would have done so 8 years ago. But, we swore to each other, to fight with patience, for our survival. Everyone looks unhappy but takes Genzo's words to heart. Genzo, but. Arlong grabs Genzo's head completely. That's so touching, nicely said. As he lifts Genzo up sky high, of course, you can be happy for being alive. He smashes Genzo's face into a wooden board. Even worthless pests like you. The villagers shriek. Jen, unable to move, unable to do anything to help their friend. After all, not all living things were made equal. Arlong throws Genzo to the floor. Shahahaha. You bastard. One man goes up, about to break the silent oath. No, Genzo coughs on the floor. Don't fight, no matter what. The dude hesitate, but, Jen, everything's over if you were to die. Genzo lifts a hand in a stopping motion. Don't abandon the endurance we've gone through. Even if I die, and like that the crowd goes back to their silent rage. Nice speech. Arlong lifts Genzo up for the last time with one hand. Mere humans. Behold. This person, who had the notion of rebelliousness, will now endure his fate, ready to smash Genzo's head into the ground. Let this be a warning. Gunpowder star. Until an explosion of gunpowder and fire attack Arlong's face. Genzo is dropped to the floor like a sack of potatoes, but it's better than getting your head smashed, and so, ya know, he was fine. Huh? What happened? The fishmen are the first to react to their captain being attacked? Look, over there. The villagers as well start looking up, seeing who is brave, dumb enough to fight a fishman like Arlong and ruin a plan of 8 years. There's someone on the roof. Who the hell are you? I'm the brave warrior of the sea, says the poor sap from the top of a building. Sniper Usopp. People down below question this guy's sanity. Thousands of people all over the world fear me, calling me King Usopp who emerged from hell. I shall have mercy on you if you escape now. The smoke clears around Arlong, leaving the sight of one pissed off fishman. Thousands of people are nothing to me. His voice is cold, sending shiver running down Usopp's back. Having second, third, and fourth thoughts about this plan, I clobber each and every one of them to the ground. Arlong yells murderously to the heavens, face full of teeth. What is a low-life human like you trying to do to me? He makes a move to Usopp. That is until something nicked him in the neck. Not hurting him, but it was sharp enough to draw blood, causing everyone to stare in horror at the red liquid. Oh sure, now you hit a target. Shut up, Tinkles. Arlong, along with a village of shocked humans, turns to see 3 strangers standing at the edge of the clearing. One sweating with a sword in hand, the other 2 watching boringly. Usopp quickly gets down from the house. Damn, I thought I was a goner, sneaking his way back to his bodyguards, friends. Zoro grabs his swords. Plan of attack. Oil gets another paper star ready. Yes, fishers. They look to Usopp. Usopp looks back, nodding imminently. Oil looks to Johnny. Johnny nods back, grip on his sword tightening. Run, all 3 running in the opposite direction of the fishmen without question. The hell? Zoro turns around, looks back at the fishmen, who are just as confused and pissed, but follows anyway. Goddammit. Catch them. Arlong screams. Kill them all. Forget about that guy, Arlong, else you're gonna ruin this place. Wantar Ray guy says, holding back his boss. He turns to his crew. Get him. He orders to several fishmen who chase all after them. He turns to the villagers. We'll be back. Aren't you guys fortunate? Fishmen muttering to themselves. Some spreading to follow Arlong back, other going to chase the humans. Genzo sit up as they finally leave. Sorry for troubling all of you. What are you babbling about? It's not your fault, a normal dude says, but who are those guys just now? Najiko whistles quietly to herself in the background. Everyone, a voice calls out from behind before any more questions could be asked. Long time no see. Na-chan, is the only word spoken before every single one of the villagers silently walk away, back into their homes as if nothing happened, leaving only thee in the street. Najiko is the only one to look right at her sister as Genzo sits down, bleeding. What's the matter? It's rare for you to use the main road. Nami shrugs. I heard Arlong was making a stop here. No damage to the village at least. Nothing too bad I hope. Taking complete notice of the blood coming down a silent Genzo's face as he looks purposely away from her. With no more words spoken, Nami keeps on her merry way. She continues walking to the end of the road, up to a hill and in front of a grave. Hey, Belmir. Nijiko follows her all the way. As usual, your reputation is pretty bad. No surprise, I am a pirate after all. Nami says lightly, but Arhin can be solved with money. Just a little more to keep my part of the bargain. She smiles a smile she dares to dream. It has finally come true. And the other side of town, Usopp is huffing it. We can't outrun them forever. Johnny is having trouble keeping up. Where are we going to go? Why are we running? Zoro yells at them. I promised Luffy that I'd get her back, didn't I? We don't need to run away. Oil huffs as well. Stamina's still shit. All we need to do is not fight Arlong. Why? Johnny gets another burst of energy as a fishman almost nabs him. Because we can't handle him, Oil snaps. For maximum efficiency, Luffy needs to beat Arlong with Nami's consent, else she will live in fear forever. So, Usopp raises a brow, thumbing behind him to the fishmen chasing them. Yes, Oil agrees silently. You mean? Johnny asks. I do, Oil says gravely. The three run off the path. Good luck, Zoro. Zoro stops, seeing them hiding in the forest. What the hell, you bastards? The whites in his eyes showing as he is the lone man on the road. The fishmen surround him immediately. Hey, looks like the other abandoned their crewmate. This should be easy. Zoro grits his teeth in a fake smile. I'm going to kill them, getting his swords out. The fishmen start closing in around him. Empty threats. Yeah, this guy is nothing compared to us. I'm going to kill them all. Zoro's words sound harsh to those around him, but it is all directed at the wrong prey. Go, Zoro. Usopp cheers from a bush. If you really want to cheer, help me, he yells behind him. A fishman takes the opportunity to aim a punch. Zoro cuts them all down easily. Zoro huffs, putting his swords away. Great, well there goes your element of surprise or whatever. Oil walks out of the forest, not looking the least bit ashamed. Doesn't matter really. Besides, the friars should be here any second now. Usopp tilts his head. They are already here? Oil nods. Yes, in about. She steps away from the forest. 3, 2, 1. Crash. A boat comes sailing in just over the tree horizon, landing in the lily pad marsh on the other side of the path. Also landing a bit on Zoro's head. Landing complete. Luffy gets out of the boat rubble, dusting himself off, seeing his crew in front of him, and a certain first mate under the boat rubber as well. Yo, Zoro, the friars are here. You bastard. Zoro stands straight up from the wooden wreckage, forcing boards off him and glares down at his captain. What the hell are you doing? Luffy smiles, thumbing to a disgruntled Sanji and Yosaku holding a careful package. We've come to take Nami back. Oil nods. Yes, she should be in Kokoyashi around now to check on her treasure. Well, that was horrifying. Yosaku almost trips over the rumble, carefully maneuvering his feet, doing everything possible not to drop the sleeping package in his grip. Right. Seekings, money, treasure, fishmen. Luffy filled us in on the, situation. Oil takes one look at Yosaku, then his arms. Luffy. He doesn't turn around. Why? They ask slowly. Is Jin here? I don't know. He sweats a bit, still not looking at them. Luffy. They grab his cheek, pulling it. Explain. Jin was unresponsive, clearly and utterly still sick from the fumes, and no matter how careful Sanji was moving him out of the rumble, Jin should not be moving in the first place. They were sending all the baddies to prison and I couldn't just leave him there to be taken to, Luffy says. Sanji agreed and he was passed out and so he didn't say no, but he trails off under Oil's scowl, slowing growing on their face. Dude, we had a Sea King throw us, Yosaku hisses to his lifelong buddy. A Sea King? This is insane. Man, this whole thing is insane. Johnny goes over to his partner, not even noticing the other conversation, to think Nami's sis is trying to buy back her village. Yeah, Luffy seeing his way out, butts in, putting himself safety between the two bounty hunters, but don't worry, we got this covered. Sanji gently puts Jin down near a tree. What's our next move, Captain? He gets there here because his poor Nami was in a delicate situation. With her whole town being a hostage, they were going to have to strike fast. Nothing, Luffy speaks confidently. What? Everyone but Oil shouts. Usopp goes up. What do you mean nothing? Nami is in trouble. He is starting to look pissed. Don't tell me we are going to abandon her? Luffy stops smiling, looking Usopp right in the eyes. Usopp tries not to flinch at the sudden change of demeanor. Never. We never leave one of our own behind. Usopp gulps at the seriousness, but, Luffy, what are you? Sleep. Luffy drops to the floor face first. Oil huffs, sneaky move. Tactical though. Avoiding responsibly. Usopp rolls his eyes. Don't be ridiculous. No one can fall asleep. That. He squats down to the snoring teen. He's asleep. Sanji sits down as well, being the first to move. Well, that went well. Oil gestures to Johnny and Yosaku to sit by them. Let him be. He has his reasons. Once seated, they start analyzing Jin's condition. Dear Apollo, how did he make Jin's condition worse? Zoro sits, leaning on a tree. Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you? Whatever do you mean? Oil asks airily. Blood pressure, 90/60ths of a millimeter, slow but still moving. Zoro narrows his eyes. That bullshit you made in the beginning, with the paper-forming bullshit. He lifts a hand, the cat, the fish, and the damn tangerine grove, each finger lowering at the claims. There is prediction bullshit and then there is just plain bullshit. Hey, Sanji looks at his new crew member with fury. Don't talk that way to Allah. He chokes on his tongue. Zoro raises a brow, shit-eating grin slowly crawling on his face. Oh, don't talk that way to a what? Sanji grits on his cigar. Don't fucking mock me. Then don't be a dumbass, Zoro shouts back, and thus, the pack is formed. Oil mutters, checking for pulse per minute now. 50. Their first fight, how quaint. Usopp sighs, feeling the migraine coming on. Please don't tell me this is going to be a normal thing. There is no escape from the alliance. They don't even look away from their task. Usopp drops his head, right. Creepy. Johnny drums his fingers on his knees. Well, he looks to Yosaku. We don't really want to stay and get killed by Arlong, so. Yosaku nods. Yeah, there is no real reason for us to stay on the island anymore. Oil takes Jin's temperature. When Luffy defeats Arlong, you can have a share in the reward money. Yeah, let's kick his ass. Johnny stands up, making a complete 180 change of attitude. Nothing can stop us. Yosaku joins him. Nami, don't worry, your friends are here. It's useless, another voice joins in. No matter what you do, you won't be able to change Arlong's rule. Nejiko walks over, stands full of sass. Friends, huh? To her, that's the most difficult word of all. Usopp turns around. Nejiko, Nami's older sister. Oil offers to Sanji and Yosaku. Nami's older sister? She's so pretty. Sanji twirls along, already in love. Zoro glances at her. What do you mean, it's useless? Do us a favor. Nejiko put her hands on her hips. Don't meddle with this village's business anymore. Her voice is as flat as a field. Leave Nami alone. I'll tell you the reason how things go this way, so in return you be quiet. The reason? Usopp tilts his head. I thought we already got the reason. Arlong is taxing your city and Nami wants to buy it off him. Well, Nejiko gives Oil the side eye. Despite what you heard, that is still not the full story. Oil tactically keeps their mouths shut. Yosaku looks up. All right, then tell us the reason or whatever. Nejiko looks to the sleeping Luffy on the floor. Don't mind him, Zoro mutters. That's just what he's like. We'll listen to the story. Although it probably won't change anything, he says as his last words as he falls asleep himself. Don't Sleaston, Usopp yells, then calming down. I'll listen too. I want to understand what's going on here. Me too, Sanji smiles. I want to know everything about Nami. There is a noticeable lack of snoring from Luffy on the floor. Nejiko smiles. I see. No wonder Nami is torn. She tells them the story of Nami, herself and Belmere living together as a happy family. About Genzo and how she would steal because they were poor. About how Belmere retired from the Marines to take care of them. And then how Arlong came and ruined everything, killing their mom and taking Nami at just age 10. How she made a vow to buy back the island once she got 100 million berry. I heard, when she was traveling with you, she was happy and had a great time. Nejiko adds at the end. I haven't seen her happy for years now. I'm fine. I'll just smile whenever I see his face. I've decided I'll never cry again. I've decided I'm gonna fight on my own. For a 10-year-old girl to decide to fight alone and struggle. Nejiko's voice grows harder. Do you understand how hard it must have been, for a deal that would free the village? Johnny and Yosaku are near tears, taking everything they had to keep from bawling. That's so sad bro. So in order to save her village, Usopp grits his teeth. She forced herself to join the very pirate who killed her mother. Sanji's blood is boiling. Whoever makes Nami Swan suffer, I'm gonna kill them. Nejiko hits him on the head. Why, sister? Because I'm telling you not to interfere. Nejiko explains coolly. If you guys keep claiming that you're her partners, the pirates are gonna doubt her loyalty. And all her hard work these 8 years will be all for naught. She looks down, annoyance clearly on her face. Don't make it any harder than it already is. She is fighting on her own. Knowing there are people who call her a friend is the most painful thing for her. There is silence at that. No one dared to raise an objection. Luffy sits up, hat covering his eyes. What a nice nap, and gets up. I'm taking a walk. Taking a walk? Nejiko watches him take his leave in bewilderment. Oil sighs, a rather mysterious character. Yes, Luffy is not the most educated. Not knowing who to cook, navigate, mostly read, do math, or most other basic skills. Uneducated but not stupid. He can hear and speak to all living things and Luffy listens. He listens to people. He may not care, but he will listen. That's why it is so important that he follows this plan. Luckily it is easier than Oil thought to get him to agree to wait to defeat Arlong. They talked about this ages ago when there was nothing else to talk about but the future. The only reason Nami asked for his help was when her original plan did not work. To bypass their contract, Arlong had planned to have Nami's gold stolen and therefore unable to buy her village back. At that time the villagers that she aimed to protect were nearing a certain death situation by facing Arlong. And in her desperation, she asked Luffy for help. It doesn't matter that Luffy can take Arlong out now or that they know Arlong was planning to betray her. In Nami's point of view, interfering now will only be a sign her breaching that contract she made with Arlong. They will be the ones putting their villagers' lives in immediate threat. Arlong may have plans to break it, but until the actual deed is done, little can happen. As unfortunate as the situation was, it's still advantageous. Oil does not like how it leaves a sour taste in the back of their throat as they watch their captain's back grew smaller and smaller in the distance. Perhaps Arlong's chances of staying alive this time are smaller than originally calculated. Luffy keeps walking, feet leading him, but he knows where they're going. He didn't listen to Nami's story the first time around. He didn't need to. He didn't have to know anything about Nami, wasn't willing to tell him herself. She doesn't know him anything like that. That being said, he is fucking livid. Oh, sure, he was pissed in the first timeline, but that was just from context clues. Now he had the full picture and it is not pretty. It is taking every inch of self-restraint keeping him from going to Arlong's and utterly destroying him. Luffy has never been one for murder, but a man has his limits. He hates this plan. He hates absolutely everything about this. But that doesn't matter. Nami said to stay away. He would be going not only Nami's wishes but her lifelong dream of saving her village. She is going to fulfill that promise with Arlong, but Arlong is going to betray her and crush those dreams at the end. He can't not make Arlong betray her. No, he has to wait. Wait for Nami to be betrayed. Like an ass. God, he hates this plan. No, Luffy, you can't just beat up Arlong. Nami will get mad at you ruining her 8-year plan. She doesn't want your help and you can't force it on her. If you rush in, you will only look like an ass. Well, I feel like one. He kicks a rock, refusing to feel as young as he looks. Stupid logic. Stupid dumb contracts. Stupid stupidness. Hey, you there, wait. Luffy looks up, seeing 3 individuals in front of him. Was he actually lost in thought? Weird? But there they were. Hachi and the other 2 he doesn't know. Manta guy and Fish Lips. Yeah, that seems close enough. It was good to see Hachi again. Even if Zoro was going to have to kick his ass. Ah, memories. Luffy looks behind him. You mean me? He is pretty sure he didn't meet anyone in the road before. Yeah, you? Hachi points one of his many fingers at him. What are you doing here? Luffy shrugs. What's it to you? He asks back. Future friend or not, Luffy is not going to hold back. Hachi falters at the question. Well, he searches his mind trying to sound like he had a clever comeback. It's just, we don't get many visitors. He finishes up lamely. Fish Lips shakes his head at the display. Ah, well, I wonder why. Well, I'm Luffy, nice to meet you, and gives a bow. Manners matter. Oh, Hachi quickly straightens up to give a bow back. Nice to meet you too. Fish Lips hits Hachi in the back of the head. Don't bow back. Manta shakes his head but addresses Luffy. Where are you going? I have no idea. He actually doesn't remember the way back to Kokoyashi village. Damn, don't tell him he has been going in circles. The other 2 didn't seem satisfied with that answer, but Hachi just laughs. Haha, what a fun guy. Luffy gives a small smile. Hachi sounds more like himself in that moment. He walks right past the 3. He can feel their confusion, but that mattered little to him. He has bigger fish to fry. They were following him. Luffy feels peeved. He really didn't want to start a fight, but Luffy feet stop. He really has to stop thinking. Nami. She is standing there in the middle of the street. Another wave of anger went through him seeing her old tattoo on her shoulder, but he swallows it down. She looks strangely not angry. So you really came. Her tone unfairly neutral. Of course, Luffy says equally as plainly. The fishmen following him hide, but Luffy can still feel them watching them. Nami didn't see them and doesn't really know what to make of the whole thing. They were spying, but can they hear anything? He keeps his face clear. After all, 2 can play this game. Even if one does not know how to play this game, it's Luffy. Nami looks down, her bangs covering her eyes. You. She moves forward, with purpose. Luffy doesn't even flinch. He has haki. He sees the hit coming a mile away. Is what was supposed to happen. What Luffy does not expect is a hug. What? His reaction time so slow he doesn't hug back. Luffy has officially lost the game. Nami. 1 Luffy. 0. She pulls back, holding Luffy at arm's length and gives him a genuine smile. I'm so happy you're here. Her voice is barely above a whisper. Luffy just stares back, faintly hearing a rustling in the bushes. Nami is happy they're here. Good? Bad? Good, I told you we would follow. Nami's irk but is no less genuine. Yeah, and raising hell while you are at it. She puts her hands on her hips. You're lucky the crew got away while they could before Arlong could get them. That is not on me. Luffy waves his hand carelessly. I just got here. Nami snorts. So irresponsible, she says clearly fondly. As much as Luffy would love to just not question this change in behavior and enjoy a happy Nami, he knew he can't. Stupid, more self-aware brain. Where are you going? Nami's attitude doesn't change at the question. If anything, she brightens. I'm going to go get Arlong. She claps her hands. I just went home to drop off the treasure, and as it turns out, I have enough. Luffy gives a closed-mouth grin. He doesn't slip, but he does blink. Enough? Nami's eyes sparkle like 1,000 jewels. Yes. My goal? 100 million berry. She cheers. The treasure from all our voyages. Buggy, Kuro, El Drago. That last one was what really made the goal. I was supposed to forget about you, guy. Supposed to erase you from my heart. She looks at with Luffy with utter gratitude, a laugh that sounds like a sob coming out. I couldn't have done it without you. There is a yelp from the bushes that is quickly covered up. Luffy hopes to every deity the three would stop this conversation, but no such luck. He is on his own. Luffy is not a good liar. He is not. Even after years on the open sea, he can't lie to save his ass. So trust me when I say there is only one thought going through his head at this moment. Shit. If Luffy's silence suggested anything with it, Nami doesn't seem to notice. I can finally buy my village back. I can finally end this nightmare. She looks over his shoulder. I was going to get the crew to help me carry the gold over. A deal's a deal after all. He can count every damn coin himself. Luffy nods vigorously out of habit as he felt a bunch of different emotions come from the bushes. Most negative, that's. Marines are at your house right now. Arlong is not going to hold up the deal? I kinda already planned his funeral? An idea? Nami, for the first time, notices Luffy behaviors. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, think stupid brain. How about we help you with the gold? Make it all in one trip. The bushes paused. Nami hums for a bit. We? As in the whole crew? Luffy nods, still smiling. Yup. The same crew that shot Arlong in the face, she deadpans. Luffy sweats. Yup. He shoots his arms out wide. I mean, come on, I'm sure he is over that now. Let's go. Let's go. Nami pauses. She can't believe she is actually entertaining this thought. Well, once I buy my village we could hide the rest of the crew there. As long as he doesn't make any visits. She puts a hand under her chin. In fact, I should make a list of everything he can't do, like visiting my village. She looks back to Luffy smiling. Okay, fine, let's go get my village. Luffy nods again, hoping he doesn't look too relieved. His brain wasn't meant to be thinking this much. Right, we can carry it all easily. Monster, Nami says, not unkindly, walking back to Kokoyashi. And don't say a word once we get to Arlong Park. I don't need you making any trouble to interrupt our deal. You guys may have these monster-like powers, but you're no match for real monsters. Luffy bits his tongue. Oh, trust me, I am not the one to be breaking any deals. But he has to endure. He can't stumble now. He didn't come back all this time to lose again. He feels the fishmen lead through the forest, running all the way to Arlong Park. Nami and Luffy start making their way back to the crew at their own pace. Nami looking ahead. Hey, Luffy. He hums back, arms swinging. For an instant, she has forgotten the fate she brought upon herself. She thinks that if she could, she would stay with these guys forever. Because she found something she didn't want to lose, something she never had the choice to make. After all of this. Are you still looking for a navigator, friends? Luffy keeps walking, answer on the tip of his tongue before being interrupted. Nami. Which? Nami Swan. Nami bro. Nami eyes widen at the display. 6 guy, 1 child, and her sister, Najiko. Usopp runs up to her first, arm out for a hug. You're safe. Only to stop as his expression turns sour. You took the going merry. What? Her expression one of pure innocence. Why, Usopp, I have no idea what you mean. Don't you give me that. Don't even bother, Usopp. Zoro calls, not bothering to move from his comfort spot under the tree. She can't feel remorse. That's some high and mighty words from the two who went out of their way to purposely piss off the most dangerous being on this island, Nami says evenly. Both Usopp and Zoro simultaneously cock their heads to the side. When did we piss off Luffy? Nami twitches at that. Arlong, you morons. She forgoes to lose all cool in favor of pure rage. Even when angry, she is still so charming. A certain chef spins in place. Hi Nami Swan, remember me? Let's go on a cruise together? Zoro glares at the chef. You shut your mouth, you're just complicating things. Sanji stops spinning. What did you say? My love is always a hurricane. It is good to see you, Nami. Oil, at some time, appears right next to Nami, causing her to flinch a bit, though, we have been worried. Yeah, Nami bro. Johnny sits up. We thought you were crazy to go catch Arlong's bounty, but this? He gestures to nothing in particular. This is insane. This? Nami asks, confused, looking to her sister, suspicion creeping in. What did you tell them? Najiko shrugs. The truth, she says simply. Najiko? Nami looks panicked by that. What, why? They didn't need to know that. Usopp lifts his hand up. Hey, it's fine, Nami. Najiko just filled us up on what's going on here. Nami glares at her sister. Najiko, this isn't their business. Najiko laughs at her reaction. Glad to see her sister so carefree. What can I say, they're a stubborn bunch. Nami sighs, seeing as she isn't going to win this. She looks at the crew. These morons that came after her, after everything. She straightens her back and bows lowly. I'm sorry for taking the ship. She comes back up just as fast before anyone could say something, face smiling, but I finally reached my goal. Najiko's eyes widen. You mean? Nami gives a watery smile to her. Yes. Najiko is stunned. She doesn't move for a second until rushing at Nami and grabbing her, practically spinning her sister in her arms. You did it, she whispers in her little sister's ear. You really did it. Luffy gestures behind the touching scene to Oil. Help. Oil nods, instantly understanding. Their mind is going a mile per minute. You're going to Arlong Park now, I assume, they state. Najiko lets go of Nami, still holding on and still smiling like a mad woman. Nami pulls herself together. Yeah, actually I was hoping you could help me iron out some details once I make the exchange. You guys are already on bad terms with Arlong, so I want to make sure this won't affect the village. Hey, the three of the four troublemakers retort. Understandably, Oil keeps their voice clear. I suggest rewriting your deal on paper. They lift a blank piece of paper. Now what are the exact words that were your verbal agreement? Nami remembers years ago, it was that I pay Arlong 100 million berry up front and he will return the village back to me. As she speaks, the word appeared on the piece of the paper, just as I thought, terribly vague, don't you think? I have already taken liberty in writing several conditions to what this entails. It says that you are not free until the money is in front of Arlong's. They fold the paper up. I am suggesting that we go to Arlong and make him re-sign this new contract with all the details you want while the rest of the crew go get the gold. Nami takes the folded piece of paper, looking over every detail. This is very detailed. Thank you. I may have the power of paper but also contracts, they explain awake in devilish terms. He quite literally cannot go against his word if he signs. The best bet is when you know you are going to win after all, right, Nami? Nami looks it over. She doesn't want to think about Arlong breaking his end of the bargain, but the security in Oil's devil fruit does give her some comfort. Fine. She sighs, handing the paper back. Najiko, can you show the guys where the gold is and bring it to Arlong Park? Najiko nods, eyes full of determination. You can count on it. Oil nods. Sanji, Usopp, Johnny, and Yusuke go back to Kokoyashi and get Nami's gold. Settle Jin down as well please, and find a doctor for Apollo's sake. This is getting ridiculous. Luffy, Nami, Zoro, and I shall go to Arlong Park. Nami shakes her head. Did you forget? Arlong has you pretty high on the plan to kill later list. That is if he can. If worse comes to worst, then we can handle ourselves, but what matters now is getting him to sign this contract. Then we can finally settle this matter. They roll the paper up and make it disappear, once and for all. The words brought a heavy silence among them all. Geez, can you make that sound any more ominous? Shut up, Usopp. With those final words, they split up. Sadly, it doesn't take nearly as long as anyone would have as Nami walks in, Luffy and Zoro covering her flank with Oil in the rear. Arlong, she says levallously. Arlong barely turns to her, already expecting company. Oh. What's this, my little cartographer? I see you have made some friends. His eyes narrow murderously as he sits in his lounge chair. He looks like a phony king, so relaxed, but he was anything but. The other fishmen look to one another, but Arlong doesn't make a move for his men to move. He was waiting for them, all of them. Nami shrugs, cold demeanor on high. They don't have anything to do with this, just some thugs I stole from. You seem pretty close, Arlong lazily counters. Nami rolls her eyes at this point. I will deal with them later, but this is between us. She snaps her fingers as Oil slides the piece of a paper in waiting hands. I have the money. Arlong's eyes narrow a bit. That's pretty small to be 100 million berry. Nami doesn't let up. The rest of the crew is getting it as we speak, so until then, she leans toward the fishman. So, let's go over the details of our contract. Arlong bares his teeth. What are you talking about? We already have our agreement. You give me the money and I give you back your village. Nami nods. Yes, and that's good and all but it all very vague, don't you think? Nami repeats Oil's words. I think we should hammer out the details. She tosses the scroll at him and he catches it. Read it and sign it. Those are the agreements. I'm hurt, Nami. Arlong grins as he crushes the paper in his grip. We have an agreement and we are sticking with it, and rips up the paper without even looking at it. Right in Nami's face. No need to make things complicated.
Nami pales, not liking how Arlong is reacting. Another paper is pushed into Nami's hands. It's okay, I made copies. Oil speaks over Nami's shoulder. Hello. Oil, the manuscript of the contract. If you bother to read, you can see that the initial agreement is still there. When 100 million berries are in your hands, Nami will own Kokoyashi village. This is simply precaution so that when she owns the village, there is no backstabbing or double crossing.
Which you would never do, right, Arlong? Nami grits out, handing the piece of paper again. Arlong snatches the paper. Me? Don't you trust me, Nami? Looking it over this time, his shark Jin as evil as ever. I'm hurt. It's nothing personal. Nami is as emotionless as Oil. It's just business. Arlong sneers. All the fishmen look on, trying to guess what to do but not daring to make any moves. Everyone knows the plan. but they need to wait for Arlong's signal. Luffy and Zoro don't make a signal reaction throughout the whole thing, standing menacingly like two guard dogs, looking ready to fight at any moment. Arlong, after a long moment, looks down and begins to chuckle. Fine, he looks up with a bemused look. I'll humor you. Once the 100 million is in my hands, the village is yours. He takes an offered pencil and signs. Arlong. Once signed, Oil is the one to snatch it out of his hands. Their face changes into a horrible smile. Thank you. They dig into their pocket, taking out a snail. Where did you get that? Nami asks. Doesn't matter. Oil pokes the little creature. Sanji, did you get all of that? Yup. A smooth voice comes out the snail and lets out a sigh, which pains me to say that the Marines are at Nami's house right now looking for her gold. What? Nami nabs the snail. What business do the Marines have here? The snail looks down, not even having the power to look flirtatious. The guy kept spouting nonsense like, since you stole from pirates, all the treasure is government property now or something, and he was going to confiscate it. Don't they have better things to do? Nami's mind is reeling. Arlong's gang is killing people and destroying villages. Even now they're taking over this island and wrecking lives. To ignore that and take care of one measly thief. The people of this island have been waiting for the Marines' help for so long. Good Marines like Belmere. How can they just pass them by and come straight to her? Of course they don't have courage to stand up to pirates, picking on a smaller game to raise their standings. Oh, how terrible. Arlong gives a sleazy smile. But if you don't have the gold. Which is why they are all 6 feet under right now. Sanji finishes. It's like you said. Oil, Ratman squealed the whole story. Arlong never intended to keep the promise. Wah. Nami asks slowly. Arlong narrows his eyes. Why that useless bastard? Suddenly the snail changes demeanor. Nami, is that you? Nami swallows. Jen? Jen sounds so broken. Nami, I'm so sorry about the Marines and the gold. We know how hard you worked. Nami shakes her head. General, how did you? She trails off. We've always known. Nami. Genzo lowers his head, shown by the snail. Back then, I just couldn't believe what you'd done. So I asked Nijiko. Nami's breath hitches. From then on, everyone in the village knew that in order to save this village, you joined Arlong's gang. But we pretended to not know, so that if you ever wanted to run away from Arlong, our hopes wouldn't pull you back into his gang. Nami breathes shakily. Can't be. The snail takes up a conversation going on in the background. These shameless government dogs. A pissed Nijiko yells. We are fighting for our own lives because the Marines can't be relied upon. They have no intentions of saving this village. How could the Marines stoop so low as to be ordered around by pirates? The snail changes again back to Jen. The Marines were here for Nami's money. Genzo says calmly. Arlong turned his back on Nami 8 years ago, and never intended to keep his promise. What? The snail relayed the sound of many voices mumbling to themselves. What? That means that bastard, Arna-chan, Nami, Nami. 8 years ago, we said we'd never throw our lives away. That no matter how bad their abuse against us became. Genzo starts to shout, as long as Nami was fine, we were going to continue our fight of endurance. The snail lifts a fist in the air. But this is how they answer back. Now that there's no way for this village to be free, we have no gold to survive for. Furthermore, we will not forgive them for preying on Nami's kindness. Are there any objections? No way. Let's go. We're already prepared to fight. We're not gonna take it anymore. Yeah. The crowd's choice was clear. It is do or die time. Arlong slowly starts to sit up. Nami's eyes widen. Wait, everybody. The voice had everybody's attention. Nami? Nami's bangs are covering her face, holding the snail like it is a lifeline. It's okay. I'm going to make everything better. I'll make sure you Aries are flushed, but there is a perfect fake smile on her face. You guess we'll have freedom soon. So don't worry about me. It's okay. It is like everyone is fine. You don't have to worry. I don't want anyone to die anymore. Everybody, I'm fine. I'm fine, so that's enough. Tears run down the snail's face. Just what have they done to her to make her like this? No one said anything for the longest moment. Their once happy girl. Their one hope for freedom. Killing herself slowly right in front of them. Trying so hard to rescue them when they have been relying on her. If there was any doubt about going to Arlong Park, it was all gone now. Genzo wipes his tears away, talking to the girl he saw as a daughter. We know what futility is like. He wished he could be there for her now. You fought well, for our sake. It must have been more painful for you to join that crew. More painful than it is to cut yourself. He lets out a shuddering breath. You fought well. No, she will not cry. She can't afford to cry. Not with Arlong here, General. Genzo continues, leave this village. What? Nami's eyes widen. Do it, Nami, he pushes. She can't, I can't. Na-chan, Nariko takes over. Nami, you've got brains and you've got a dream to fulfill. She gives her own smile, so don't let us hold you back. Nijiko. Everybody, the shadow looms over her. What are they thinking trying to save her? I won't let you, I don't want to see anyone get hurt anymore. You're gonna die. We know, Genzo looks her right in the eye. It's useless. We've already decided in our hearts. So, Don't think you can stop us, Nami. He finally snaps at her. It is pure anger. But not an ounce directed at her, just the injustice of it all. Nami's own eyes reflect his, and the snail turns off with a click. Throughout it all, the fishmen were politely quiet during the whole exchange. Shajajajajajajajajajaj. Arlong laughs like there is no tomorrow. So the humans are coming here now. The other fishmen start to laugh along as well. That's quite unfortunate. But a rebellion must be dealt swiftly and without mercy. His shark grin shows complete humor. I guess there's no point in our deal since they are all going to be dead soon. This betrayal. When she is so close. No, when she has the money and he thinks he can just take that all away. There are no words to describe this. This. Rage. Betrayal. Despair. Never has it crossed her mind that Arlong would go back on his word. Such thoughts would only lead to despair and she couldn't allow herself to think like that. She had to keep moving. But none of that matters. She knows what Arlong's game is. He is going to kill everyone in this village. She can't escape. There is no escape. We pretended not to know, so that when you wanted to run away from Arlong, our hopes wouldn't pull you back into his gang. Chu shakes his head. You sure can say some heartless things, Chu. Arlong shrugs. Comes now. I'm no demon. How about this, Nami? I promise I'll set you free, Nami. Once you draw up a map of the whole world. Shahahaha. More laughter. How many decades is that going to take? The other fishmen start to clap. Welcome to the crew, Nami. Yeah, no more villagers to hold you back. Nami is shaking. You vile bastard. Arlong didn't even try to look professional standing up. It didn't go against a simple contract of, hand me over 100 million berry. Nothing against foul play. Arlong's sharp-toothed smile widens. And it's a damn shame it isn't in my hand now, is it? He gives a cold laugh. You just don't get it. His eyes are as cold as he is. I will never let you win. You belong to me. She, lost. No, lost would suggest she was even playing in the first place. She has just been running in place for the past 8 years. Running in circles that lead to nowhere because at the end, it doesn't matter if she has the money. It doesn't matter if she made a promise 8 years ago because all she did was delay the inevitable. She is still trapped and everyone she has ever loved is going to die. Arlong, she looks at her brand. Tears rolled down her face, the first time her mask slipping to show what she truly feels. Luffy grabs Nami from behind, Zoro and Oil flank the two. Weapons drawn buying anytime they need. You're going to get it now, fish face. Arlong folds his arms. Is that right, Pirate Hunter Roronoa Zoro? Ex-Pirate Hunter, Oil icily corrects. Nami, Luffy looks her in the eyes. Please, let me help. She doesn't move for a second, tears still streaming down her face. Luffy, Nami looks at him. He is stoic, nothing like the fun-loving kid she is used to dealing. Is he disappointed in what he saw? A girl who can't even fight for her dreams. Is he going to die too? Just another life to add to the growing list of lost loved ones she seems to be making. You don't know anything. She drops her head, all her anger directed at what is right in front of her. You don't know what's been happening for the past 8 years on this island. He looks at her with those old eyes. Eyes that saw right through her since the very beginning. Eyes that had seen a village being burned to the ground for people's own selfish reason. Eyes that trusted her to give her a ship and all the treasure on it. Maybe, he says plainly, but I know you are suffering right now. That is none of your business, she sobs, hoping he would just walk away. You should have never come to this island. Maybe, he says with that stupid blank face of his, but I did. He is so goddamn selfish. Either way, he is an ass. Nami may have never forgiven him for interfering with Arlong, but at least she wouldn't have to go through this. But no, he needed her approval to go after him. He is an ass because he couldn't just be content leaving her. He couldn't just let her go. The mere thought made his heart ache. Go away. You, go away. She tries to weakly push him away. Him in his stupid shorts and his stupid coat and his stupid straw. She takes a deep breath, arms grabbing onto his coat. Luffy, tears streaming down her face, snot coming down her nose, sweat from pain and fear all over her face. Help me. The hat is already protectively over his nakama the second she finishes that sentence. There are some things he hates repeating, but there are others he wouldn't change even if he had 1,000 lifetimes. His treasure on his treasured nakama. Of course, he pushes Nami towards Oil. That's what friends do. Takes a few steps forward, standing right next to Zoro. Right in front of a laughing Arlong. Hey, I'm going to kill you. His words echo throughout the park, all laughter dying at the simple yet very clear statement. Arlong looks down at his shorter foe. Oh, you and what army? Bang. Just then the side doors to the Arlong Park are kicked open as Sanji stands in their place. Sorry to interrupt, it took us a minute to get here. A hidden Usopp to the side shuffles into view. Why yeah, that pinwheel guy gave us some time to start running here. His words were quite steady compared to the rest of his body shaking. Sanji lets out a string of smoke. Don't you know that making a lady cry is the worst sin of them all? His flirty attitude all gone in exchange of a cool ass kicker. Is there any love better than protecting such a fair maiden? Zoro eyes him and ties his bandana around his head. Your motives are obvious, Lovecook. That is what a real gentleman does for a beautiful and suffering ladies. Sanji starts walking in. What's wrong with fighting for somebody beautiful? Lovecook, Oil whispers, the rivalry is forming. A shaking Usopp tetters around the corner. Alright, we are here to help. You guys go get them. Shut up, both older and obviously more mature men snap back at Usopp. Nami touches the hat, warm with age but oh so strong. Luffy. Tears still flowed but not out of sadness, there was a hope. Oil moves Nami, leading her near the entrance letting the two newcomers pass. Jin, Johnny, and Yosaku are in posit the villagers away for a bit. But I cannot guarantee they will stay away completely. Nami doesn't flinch as Oil takes out paper tissue and hands it to her. Oil. Silence. Oil says as cold as a glacier, you are in no position to be fighting. Their actions are warmer as they carefully start to dry her tears. Let the monsters fry this fish. You guys handle the fodder, Luffy cracking his knuckles. I'll handle the big fish. Each Straw Hat move unquestioningly to their captain's orders. Zoro with his swords. Sanji lit his cigar. Usopp lowers his goggles. Roger.